There we go. Why you no work? All right, we're working now. At least I noticed it myself this time. I didn't need you guys to tell me I was muted for once. I wasn't muted, though. Just so you guys know. For some reason, my audio didn't work. It was weird. It was weird. It wasn't my fault. Okay? How's everybody doing tonight? Is this AG's lip reading class? I was literally just watching the video where Rogan was saying how weird it is that Donald Trump got rid of the sign language person. I bet you I could get like an AI sign language person. I should do that. Like a little person down in the corner that does like sign language. Just throws up gang signs the whole time. You guys know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. Yep, it is another strange week in politics. Tonight we're going to talk about MAGA degeneracy. And there's always a lot of MAGA degeneracy to talk about. So there's going to be plenty of that going on. But yeah, that's where we're at. What is this? What is this? Engage with your audience. Why does it have a +1? Oh, I can change this to members only live stream now. I'm not going to do that. That's a dick move. That's a dick move. I'm going to do that. Who does something like that? Who would change their live stream like part of the way through it and it's just like, you're like, okay, so you guys, that was cool for you guys, but now anyways, this is for only the members. We're going to talk bad about you non-members. Like, what in the name of fucking capitalism is going on here? Damn, man, that's messed up. I can change this to a members-only live stream, like, in the middle of it. That's so messed up. Here at the Angry Ginger channel, we don't do shit like that. Someone will be able to clip this, and then, like, 10 years later, if I ever make money off of this stuff and I do that, they'll be like, look, he said he'd never do this. What an asshole. They're like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Etch got #1 tonight. Good job, Etch. You beat out Alan. Alan with the silver. Roxanne with the bronze. Congrats, guys. I don't even see Woke Mike in here, and we have a Titus video. That's crazy. Jeannie. What's happening, Jeannie? Funkhauser. Let's effing go is right. Maristella. What's happening? Hope I said that correctly. I'm going to need a phonetic spelling. T. Freeman. What's going on, T. Freeman? Christina. Hi, Christina. Nightbot, doing a good job. KR Jung, hello from Portland. Dude, you guys are doing so good out there. That judge said Trump cannot send any National Guard into Portland. And I think that for the most part, it's because like there's nothing, they literally could not prove that there was anything bad going on. There's nothing for them to be there for. So that's why I think that judge said that. Liz Allen, hi. Redonk, I don't even know what a mudkip is, but it sounds delicious. Is that weird? I don't know what a mudkip is, so it just sounds like something you would eat. Let's see, who else is here? I think we got everybody for now. I would unsub real quick. Christina, 100%. 100%. And I would 100% agree with you to do that. Hey to you, fellow youth. Maybe Redonk can be my there he is. Redonk has summoned Woke Mike. Oh, that is good fucking timing, Mike. That's some good timing right there, buddy. Woke Mike is my ambassador. Okay? Fucking Woke Mike puts in work. Alright? He's over there talking to the Canadians and shit on my Funny Live Clips channel. Woke Mike puts in work, okay? When he's not reading Chilton manuals and fixing cars, Woke Mike is on my other channels talking to people because he's a good dude like that. Ambassador Woke Mike. Literally a walking, talking felony. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I smoke and I know things. Hello. Welcome. Hello, kids. I smoke and I know things, would like to talk to the kids. I love you guys. I just want you guys to know that. I want to see some of the Canadian people over here. I dropped a comment in the video that's got like 30,000 views over on the Funny Live Clips channel about the nice Canadian ICE agent. And I was like, you guys should like come and listen to me talk about politics. And I don't think a lot of them did. I think they're like, nah. Don't want to hear you talk about politics, dude. But I was hoping, because there's such nice people over there, the Canadians. Dude, it's Bob Cox in the house. Holy shit, Bob. Bob, are you okay? Have you been cutting yourself all week, Bob? No, I'm probably not allowed to say that on YouTube. Fuck! I was checking in on Bob, okay? YouTube. Don't ban me, YouTube. I was checking in on Bob, making sure he's okay after this week. It's been a rough week in the Conservative Party. I'm glad you're here, Bob. We're talking about MAGA degeneracy tonight. We now have an expert. All right, Carmen, I got a Canadian. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All right. I get Dr. Don, who's from Mexico. All right. I get people from Portland. I get people from Arizona. I've got, I think there's a Norwegian. I've got an Austrian. That's right. Oz is an Austrian. I think because I know Visora, that counts that she's Australian. So I got an Australian. All right. I'm just collecting them all. I'm collecting them all, guys. That's what I'm going for. All right. Wow. Redonk, don't make me ban you. We do not disparage Canadians on this channel. Redonk. I will ban you. You guys about to see me go full Hassan. Okay, I watched that Hassan video where he yelled at his chat, and I didn't realize I could just yell at my chat. Other than Bob. I mean, I yell at Bob all the time. But he deserves it. Okay? I watched that Hassan video of him just screaming at his chat and calling them names. Okay? All right? Yeah, you should say sorry. Exactly. And I realized, I'm like, there's people out there that get away with just like screaming at their chat, calling them names and stuff. I mean, mostly my chat calls me names. All right, well, we got a lot of degeneracy to get to tonight, so we can't just sit up here and just yap all day long. Can't just sit up here and yap all day. Got to push my buttons. I've got new buttons that I push every time now to make my editing easier. So, all right. Let's do it. We got a new Titus, okay? We got a new Titus. And this looks like a good Titus. I mean, how could it not be a good Titus after all of these W's this week? I'm not sure Titus is going to be able to walk off screen ranting after the blue wave, okay? I don't think that even Titus is going to be able to stay angry during this. So this is going to be interesting. But we do have a new Titus. And don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We will get to Donald Trump dozing off and the guy passing out. We're not going to watch that. We've already watched it. But we watched that on this space. But for now, we're going to start our show with Titus. I feel like I should get some kind of like #1 top fan badge from Titus. You guys, like, if you guys could go to Titus's channel, I know Woke Mike, you're in the comments, bro, okay? If you guys could go to Titus's channel next time he drops a new video and just tell him that he owes me a top fan badge, I'd appreciate that. I'd appreciate it, because I feel like I'm a top fan. Maybe Mike might be the top fan. Woke Mike might actually, okay, go to their chat and just tell them that Woke Mike deserves the top fan badge. But one of us definitely deserves it. Oh, thank you, Maristella. I said it right. Look at me go. I can read good. All right, I read good. All right. Let's watch some Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon update. And it was a Republican Armageddon last night as New Jersey elected Mikey Sherrill, a Democrat, 10-year U.S. Navy helicopter pilot. Virginia elected Abigail Spanberger, a Democrat former CIA manager. And a man named Zorhan got elected, whose only government job was on the city council. I guess dudes get a different break. While the California Bear mauled Republicans by rigging the system to get even with Republicans.
Dude, I kind of need that. I wonder if I probably could. I bet you could get that printed, huh? Like, I bet I could probably screenshot that, toss it into like a bonfire app or something like that. I bet I could get that printed. I don't know. I need my buddy. I'm gonna probably send that. My buddy's an artist. I think I'm gonna send that to my buddy and see if he could church that up for me. I don't know. Get that bear some more muscles or something. Maybe slap like an Eagles jersey on him. I don't know.
For rigging the system. Last night, Republicans got their asses handed to them. 3 liberal justices in Pennsylvania were challenged.
Came from back. Get out of here. He didn't do it, and you did.
All won their re-elections, and on and on and on. Aren't we all surprised, though? How is that possible? That the Democrats dominate after Donald Trump has come through so well for America, in the past 10 months. I mean, after the election.
There he is. There's the Dozy Don. Oh, man. I wonder. Oh, I don't think I have it queued up. We're going to have to find it. Have you guys seen him? Look, this is full petty, okay? I understand exactly how petty this is before I say this. I don't care. I am so petty right now. All right. Have you guys seen the video of him walking down the stairs? All right. Like, the man has to get himself hyped up after all that shit talking he did about Joe Biden. When he gets up to the edge of the stairs, he looks down the stairs and then he slaps his leg like 3 times. Like, come on, baby, we're going to get down this. Let's do this together. And then he like stares at his feet the whole fucking time as he's walking down these stairs. And when he gets to the bottom, he's like, fucking throws up a fist, jumps in his limousine, and he's just like, I am so tired. He deserves that shit. He deserves it. He talks so much trash about Joe Biden in them stairs, only to have to relive it in his own flesh.
Where he claimed through so well for America, in the past 10 months. I mean, after the election where he claimed immigrants were eating pets.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live.
Dude, I love Kamala Harris when she's laughing at him like that. It is hilarious. She's like you. If I was Kamala Harris right now, man, I'd be the most petty motherfucker you ever met in your entire life. Like 125% petty.
There.
Said he had concepts of a plan for healthcare.
You still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
Would end the Ukraine war on day 1.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours.
Before I even arrive at the Oval Office, I will have the disastrous war between Russia and Ukraine settled.
Bro, they don't even talk about it anymore. Like, he doesn't even mention that shit anymore. He's gonna just wait until like Russia just like destroys all of Ukraine, and then he's gonna be like, I got a peace deal done, just like he did in Gaza. Which also there's no peace still in Gaza, just a heads up.
I would get a settlement in 24 hours.
Kamala Harris was going to end America.
But if she becomes your president, our country is finished.
Well, in the last
Dude, every accusation is a confession.
10 months, Donald Trump has hired a hoopty clown car full of dipshits and dumbasses. Podcasters are running the FBI, and where is...
Yeah, how did I not get a job? I think it's because I've said a lot of mean things. But I mean, like, J.D. Vance called him Hitler and shit. Like, how did I not get offered a job?
Damn on.
I even look like I'm MAGA.
Podcasters are running the FBI, and where is Dan Bongino? Can someone please find Dan Bongino? Trump has killed Food Ace, so America.
Dude, they murdered Dan Bongino's ass. I'm allegedly. I'm just saying. The last time we heard about the Bongina was mad at Pam Bondi for not releasing them files, okay? Pam Bondi didn't want to release them files, and Bongina got mad in a hallway and yelled at her, and that is the last time that we heard that dude. He's in the foundation of the East Wing. I'm telling you, they're putting bodies in it.
Country that someone please find Dan Bongino. Trump has killed Food Aid, so America, a country that used to help, is now responsible for 4.5 million kids starving in the next 5 years because of the giant, warm, acid-filled heart of Donald Trump. He has pissed off all of our allies, released troops on the streets against Americans, and created a mass Gestapo full of cowardly bitches who are hunting our friends and neighbors with...
Dude. That Ozempic ad. Oh my God, that is amazing. You think they're gonna put all the ICE agents on Ozempic? It's a possibility, right? Like, there's a solid possibility that Donald Trump watches like Captain America, and he's like, we could turn them into super soldiers. What if we put all of the ICE agents on Ozempic? Like, that's a possibility, right? Did you guys see that fucking Dr. Oz said that Americans are going to lose like 400 billion pounds or some shit like that by like next year? You guys know the best part about me quoting something like that? I don't have to get it right. Because the statement in and of itself is so fucking stupid that even if I get it wrong, it doesn't matter. Because it's still stupid. And it's still a made-up number that doesn't exist.
Without charges, warrants, or the rule of law. He's weaponized the Department of
What's happening, Mitchell? What's happening, Angela?
Justice and paved over the Rose Garden while Republicans in Congress are buying knee pads by the gross. So...
Oh, no. Lindsey Graham already had knee pads, dude. Lindsey, he had... he's probably got a backup pair of knee pads. He's probably got a backup pair to his backup pair.
How is it possible people are voting against Republicans after how much they have helped Americans by giving billionaires a $4 trillion tax cut? You know, those billionaires are hurting. Please help them. Zuckerberg needs a new...
That's a real picture. That's not AI. That's the fucking funniest thing.
Barnacle cleaner for his yacht. How are people pissed after Republicans are trying to make 17 million either lose their health care or have the price doubled or tripled? How is it possible Republicans lost after putting a heroin addict with a brain worm in charge of our health? You guys thought Fauci, you know, the guy that stopped AIDS, was incompetent? Yet this piece of fetid pepperoni thinks science is sorcery and thinks cheese is a vegetable.
Bro, him and Dr. Oz were both in the fucking room when that dude fell out. Both of them were there. There is like no bigger or better example of how fucking useless these people are. That like a bunch of like other random ass people that were in the room were like, let's get his legs up.
How is it possible that Americans rebelled against this group of Nazi fembots currently running our government? Is it possible that Americans have finally realized that voting and getting involved in who runs the country does fucking matter? That maybe it's not that funny to put a bankrupt, pedophile, rapist, felon, asshole, reality television hack in charge of the most powerful country in the world. Do you get how bad of a job, how incompetent, how treasonous and traitorous the Trump administration is? They tore down the White House. Here's how bad people hate Captain Kankles. They lined up for hours in a misogynistic country to vote for 2 women, and in the city where 9/11 happened, they elected a Muslim socialist. then said, hey, California, we want you to cheat. And we did. The voters spoke, and now we Democrats are playing by the same rules as the Republicards. Funny how mad they get when we do that. Keep it up, people. Scream sanity. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. It's so funny how offended they get. You guys can't cheat like us. We cheat. We're the guys who cheat. You guys are supposed to follow the rules and write a strongly worded letter. Yeah, nah, fuck it. I'm going to write my letter on a baseball bat, bitches. I'm Chris.
Stop it. No back-to-back, Titus. No back-to-back. You get one video, brother. I told you guys he was going to have a hard time. He was going to have a hard time staying mad, okay? He was actually a pretty happy dude. And me too. Me too. That's the thing is, it's going to be hard to come down off of this. All right? Look, all the signs are there. Fucking Kenkel McTaco Tits can't make it down a set of stairs. There is light at the end of this tunnel. All right? And when you see like people actually come out and actually vote in their own interest. Now, you see that people through polls now, they've asked people, they said, what do you think positively or negatively about socialism? And over 62% of people have said that they think that socialism could be a good thing, not recognizing that they already live in a country that has democratic socialist elements. So, I mean, it'd be helpful if people could point to that. But, you know, there's a statement from Peter Thiel, and he I think it was a speech he was giving at one of these, you know, Antichrist things he does or something like that. And he said, when you see that 7 out of 10 people, 70% of people polled, believe that socialism is a good thing, specifically young people believe that you better fucking do something. And this is coming from the Antichrist himself, Serpent Man Peter Thiel, okay? A serpent in human flesh clothing, all right? Like, this dude knows that his beehole is about to get a plunger inserted into it while people type out the numbers to his bank account. All right? Like, even Peter Thiel is like, oh my God, we might be fucking this up, guys. So that's good to hear. It's good to see. And I do think that this positive momentum is going to carry. I do think that these big wins are going to have a lot more staying power than previous ones. When we talk about it before, like at the beginning of Trump's administration, some of the things that would happen, I'd say, okay, don't get too excited, don't get too happy. Like, you got a lot to do, you got a lot of work to and stuff to get through. But I think that this momentum right now the ball is rolling in the correct direction, and we need to keep our foot on the gas, and we need to not get apathetic, and we need to also not become sit on our hands and just let things happen. We got to keep that ball rolling, positive momentum. Don't let entropy take place. But this feels different than it has for the past 8-9 months. Everything in this administration is, we said it before, like the corruption's right out in front of people. And, the obviously depressing point of that is if people don't respond to it. But when you see things like what happened with the No Kings protest, and when you see what just happened over the last week, you do see that there is some hope, because even though Donald Trump loves the poorly educated, there's a lot of smart motherfuckers out there, and it seems like we're actually doing something about it. So I appreciate all the people that got out and voted and made this happen. Where else are we? It was a short one, huh? We are living in idiocracy. This might be how it gets back to that side. I started worrying about the half dozen 20 people behind Taco that won't leave. Yeah, So, I mean, oh no, I didn't hear about Gavin Newsom doing a rally in Texas. No, I'll have to look at that. I'm like, what does getting pulled mean? Redonk and Woke Mike, you guys know you guys would be like best friends if you guys ever met, right? You guys would be fucking working on cars together. Drinking beer and working on cars together. I think you guys secretly love each other. I think you guys get a crush on each other. And that's okay, because we're on the left, guys. That's acceptable. All right? But speaking of Donald Trump taking a nap while a dude falls out next to him and two fake Health and Human Services and doctors. I mean, I guess Dr. Oz was a doctor. Wasn't he like a brain surgeon or something before he just sold out to the supplement game and Oprah? Fucking Oprah, man. At least like 75% of what's going on right now is Oprah's fault. I should probably not say it, because Oprah could probably come get me. Look, Donald Trump is not smart enough, nor is he fast enough or strong enough or in good enough health to be able to catch me. And he ain't spending that money. He's keeping that money close to hand. But I'll tell you this, Oprah, since that Ozempic, Oprah looks like she could probably catch me and chase me down. And I have a feeling that Oprah has a pen of hogs that she feeds bodies to. Allegedly, I'm just saying, because this is Oprah's fucking fault. Dr. Oz is Oprah's fault. Dr. Phil is Oprah's fault. Just saying. Anyways, we are going to watch some stuff on Dozy Dawn taking a nap while a dude lays on the floor with his feet in the air from passing out, which none of us had any sympathy for that. Like, that man probably gets paid, $18 billion a year. Okay. All right. We're going to watch Lawrence O'Donnell, guys. We're going to watch Lawrence O'Donnell talk, because I love this dude. I really do. Sometimes I'm like, I'm glad I never really got into politics until now, because I was never really, that's not something I wanted to like put on other people. I always want to talk about it and stuff like that. But then sometimes I'm also like, man, I wish some of these people I had been watching for a lot longer. And Lawrence O'Donnell is one of those people. Lawrence O'Donnell is just like, he is just tearing Trump a new a-hole, man. And to see that from this dude on MSNBC, I did not expect that, and I am so happy to see this. So let's watch Lawrence O'Donnell. He's talking about Trump looking away from a man in need should be the portrait for his second term.
Trump's government shutdown now threatening the reliability of air travel in the United States, giving Americans new worries today about every airline reservation anyone currently holds for air travel in America, including Thanksgiving travel. Donald Trump gathered in the Oval Office with pharmaceutical company executives.
Look, Lawrence O'Donnell looks like he's trying not to smile right now. Everybody on the left right now is trying so hard not to smile right now.
To discuss possible future price reductions for what Donald Trump inelegantly calls the fat drug.
So today I'm thrilled to announce that the two world's largest pharmaceutical manufacturers, Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, have agreed to offer their most popular GLP-1 weight loss drug. I call it the fat drug, remember?
The fact that he says it with a straight face, like, that's what gets me. Like, he's like, dude, I'm so smart. Do you guys know what I call it? I call it the fat drug. Pretty fucking smart. Because, it's a drug for fat people. Do you get it? Do you guys remember this? I'm going to continue because this is about MAGA degeneracy tonight. I'm going to point out some more hypocrisy that all of these MAGA people were 100% against Ozempic. All of these MAGA people were like fucking 10 toes down on Ozempic is bad and like RFK is going to get all this shit like taken out of the system. No more big pharma. Like, man, it's got to be rough right now to be a Trump supporter if you actually have, and I know you guys are going to say this isn't possible, but if you have 4 or 5 brain cells left, like if your other brain cells have not just like put in their 2-week notice and found another job, I got to be honest, it's got to be tough because like you were like, he's anti-war, he's blowing up fucking people's boats, we don't even know who they are. You're like, no, he's gonna stand against the New World Order and socialism, and then he bought like fucking 10% of Intel. And then you're like, yeah, and fucking Ozempic, they're forcing Ozempic on people, and they're just giving drugs to everybody now, and like kids on ADHD medication, and fucking fat people on Ozempic is just getting out of control, and Big Pharma, RFK Jr. is going to do something about it, and RFK Jr. is literally just standing there with him as he's like, yo, anyways, we made Ozempic more readily available to everybody. Just want to make sure everybody can get the fat drug. Just want to make sure. Like, damn, man, if you are a Trump supporter and you believed all that shit and you still support this dude, man, it's an abusive relationship, and you need to seek some help. I'm throw that out there. A little empathy. I don't have much for you, but I'm throw you one there. Like, get some help, guys. Get some help.
At drastic discounts.
As Donald Trump, along with some of his administration officials and pharmaceutical executives, droned on, someone standing with the group collapsed, which immediately sent the physician in the room, Dr. Mehmet Oz, into action, along with other normal human beings.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Dr. Oz. I thought Dr. Oz did not react. My bad. Sorry, Dr. Oz. He is a real
Reached
doctor after all.
down to help the man who was revived and then helped from the room.
I like the lady that's walking around up front trying to shoo the reporters out, and the reporters are like, fuck no. Those reporters are like, can you move, bitch? I'm trying to take a picture of the dude on the ground. Look at the lady back here with Trump above the two bald dudes. Look at how worried she is.
By White House.
Okay, solid move on Dr. Oz's part. Look at Reagan. Reagan in the portrait just laughing over the top of this shit. Dude, this is like... Dude, Howard Nutlick in the back just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Look at how fucking insane it looks in there.
Medical staff.
Look
At the
Trump.
first sign of the commotion, Donald Trump turned around, as you see there.
Look at his ass.
Not understanding what was happening,
Look at his ass, dude.
he turned away. When he saw that man on the ground, he looked and then turned away, as you see here.
And Howard
And then Donald
Nutlick,
Trump, a
too.
person without a single sympathetic instinct.
Dr. Oz tried to sell the man some supplements. He's like, hey, look, get up. Have you tried some 5-HTP? We'll get you some GABA.
Stood, staring
Look at his ass,
straight
dude.
ahead, as if pretending that whatever suffering the man behind him was experiencing wasn't happening. And yes, that's the man's foot in the air that you see in the corner of that picture, his feet. This image captured Donald Trump's ability to completely ignore a person in need.
Angela says, I'm against it. It does help some people, but left on it are deteriorating away. My opinion on Ozempic, my opinion on TRT, my opinion on experimental drugs for people that, like, you know, have like late stage cancer, all that stuff is, if you pay money into it, you should have every right to use it. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, that's how I feel about that. Like, I think that you should be properly notified of all side effects. I think that you should be offered, like, you should have to jump through some hoops when it comes to medication. Like, you know, a doctor should explain to you diet, exercise, you know, ways to do it without drugs. When I had insomnia, when I had like legit insomnia where I could only like sleep for like a few minutes at a time, when I went to the doctor, and I was out of my mind when I went to the doctor, he gave me like half an Ambien, and I took it, and I had a bad experience with it. And when I went to the doctor later that week and talked to him, he was like, look, man, he was like, we can put you on antidepressants. We can, you know, those will help with sleep, stuff like that. He's like, or you can take up running. And I was like, well, what does that do? And he's like, well, I'm a doctor. He's like, I'm a doctor, so I have a lot of experience with insomnia from going to medical school. And he goes, so you should be able to, like, run for half an hour, You're in pretty good shape. You're a young dude, because this was years ago. And I was like, okay. I was like, bet. Like, I was like, I like to work out. I've always been athletic. I always played sports. I used to run when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, I could do that for sure. And so I decided to exercise rather than to medicate. And that's worked out really well for me. I don't have any medication that I take regularly. I have an eczema or a psoriasis that does appear on my face, my head, my chest, my back, stuff like that. And I do have a steroidal cream for that, and I do use that. But I think that really it comes down to personal choice. And if you pay money, if you pay taxes into the Medicare system, you have the right, in my opinion, to do whatever you would like. And that means if you don't want to exercise, you don't want to eat well, you want to take Ozempic, that's on you, man. You know, if you're my family member or you're a friend of mine, I'm probably going to give my opinion on it. But, like, at the end of the day, I think that it's not my job to be policing what other people are choosing to do unless in some way they're being taken advantage of, a la the Oxycontin problems that we have had in our country. But that's just how I feel about it.
We know
Lynn!
what
What's
Joe
happening,
Biden would
Nat?
have done. We
What's
know
happening,
what
Nina?
Barack Obama would have done. We know what your ability to completely ignore a person in need. We know what Joe Biden would have done. We know what Barack Obama would have done. We know what George W. Bush would have done. They would have gotten physically involved in reaching down to help that person. They wouldn't get in the way of
Oh, there's literal videos of Barack Obama helping somebody that fell out.
Dr. Oz or any other medical professional there, but they wouldn't ignore it. They wouldn't turn away. Donald Trump did that today with a man on the floor in the Oval Office.
God damn, that's so crazy.
And he did it today with millions of American air travelers whose plans he is threatening. And he did it today with millions of Americans who are worried about their ability to afford food.
Yeah, because that picture is perfect because he doesn't care. He's mad that the attention is being taken off of him. He doesn't see, stopping SNAP benefits from being a bad thing. He doesn't see people losing their jobs as being a bad thing. You know why? Because it keeps the attention on him. He is the very prime example of a person that is so narcissistic that they believe even being in the news as a bad thing is a good thing. Like, he's that guy, right? Like, that's what he's grown up off of. That's as a reality TV president, he made his fucking his money off of being that type of person. Look at me, an attention whore. That's who Donald Trump is, and that picture right there says it all. Why is this guy dying next to me? He's ruining my moment. That's what that fucking thing says. Also, it says, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Because Donald Trumpers who are worried about their ability to afford food, because Donald Trump is trying to take their supplemental nutrition assistance benefits away, while a judge in Rhode Island continues to order Donald Trump to fund those benefits fully.
Yeah, and dude is so fucked up that he appealed to the Supreme Court to stop, like, majority his voters from getting fucking SNAP before Thanksgiving. Like, there is, like, no end to the insanity with these people. How could you love this man? This is the most abusive relationship on the largest level that has ever been seen before. This dude doesn't care about you. He doesn't like you. But every once in a while, he looks you in the eyes and he shakes your hand. He gives you a hug and he smiles at you. And you're like, he does love me. He does. He does. Brenda Trump does love us. He does. I know that we don't have no SNAP benefits. I know we ain't going to have no Thanksgiving this year. I get that. But you know what I saw? I saw him shake a man's hand and hug him. He cares. He does. He also loves Tesla. And I do too now. And that's really weird for me because I thought we weren't supposed to like electric vehicles, but we do now. I own two.
It is the same Oval Office where Donald Trump congratulated Elon Musk for taking food out of the mouths of starving children and starving
Titus on Dean, I can't say the last name's show yesterday. I did not see it. I'll have to look at it, Cheyenne.
People in
What's up,
famine
Jeremy?
conditions in Africa. It is the same Oval Office where Donald Trump congratulated Elon Musk for denying life-saving medicine that this country has been giving to fight AIDS in Africa for over 20 years, thanks to a very successful program created by President George W. Bush and Dr. Anthony Fauci. Elon Musk killed all of that with Donald Trump's hearty approval, which led Bill Gates to describe Elon Musk as the world's richest man killing
Yikes.
the world's poorest children. The New Yorker is reporting on a new analysis that shows that Donald Trump and Elon Musk's destruction of the United States Agency for International Development has already caused the deaths of 600,000 people. 2/3 of them children. Those 600,000 people died while Donald Trump was staring straight ahead in the other direction with those dying children in Africa far behind his back, the way that suffering man was today. That is the picture of the Trump presidency. That should be the Trump second-term official portrait.
Fucking A.
Portrait of Donald Trump standing mindlessly, staring straight ahead,
What's happening,
wondering
Jeremy?
when
What's
he
happening,
will
Storm?
next get to play golf, maybe, while a man's feet are in the air behind him, being picked up by other people who have the capacity to care about another human being in distress. After the suffering man was removed from the Oval Office and the pharmaceutical executives continued congratulating themselves, Mr. Oblivious opened the floor to questions from the White House press corps, and he finally got a good question from the White House press corps about tariffs, because yesterday the Supreme Court handed White House reporters questions that even they could understand. And the reporter who asked the question that I'm about to present to you is one of the best, S.V. Date, who actually understood tariffs before the Supreme Court explained them to the White House press corps yesterday. His question.
Yikes. Yikes. John, what's happening, John Warren? Is America winning yet? If this is what winning looks like, man, I don't want to know what losing looks like. If this is the type of W that like we're celebrating now in America, man, just had one of my employees come back from Japan, and you know, she was talking about how clean the city was, how quiet the cities were, how nice the people were, like how beautiful the environment was. And, you know, she had some negative things to say. Everybody has some negatives. But she was like, man, I didn't want to come back. And I think that every person that I've talked to, not just recently, but just throughout my life, every person I've ever talked to that like leaves the country comes back going, man, it's so much nicer over there. And we have this weird thing about us where it's just American exceptionalism, you know? It's like we just can't fathom that anywhere else in the world has it better than we do. And the reality is a lot of places do. A lot of places have it a lot worse than we do too. But there's a lot of places out there that actually it's a lot fucking nicer.
Was, Mr. President, yesterday in the Supreme Court, Chief Justice Roberts said the tariffs are taxes and that they're paid by Americans. He said this pretty clearly, and yet you're saying that this money is rolling in from other countries. How do you square those two? Now, before you listen to Donald Trump's words, I want to warn you, there is not even a hint of an answer in what he says.
No, of course.
It is just Trump gibberish after a reporter's question, a good question. This is the kind of gibberish for which most of the Washington news media thinks Donald Trump deserves great credit for taking so many questions from reporters. Most of the Washington news media does not care at all that what Donald Trump says in response to their questions varies from utterly empty and nonsensical to outright screaming lies.
Yep.
Here's that question followed by Donald Trump's words.
Yesterday in the Supreme Court, Chief Justice Roberts said that tariffs are taxes and that they're paid by Americans. He said this pretty clearly. And yet you're saying that this money is rolling in from other countries. How do you square those two?
Well, it is. It's coming in because they've charged us. You know, those same countries that you talk about are charging us massive amounts of money. If you look at the tariffs over the years that were put on our heads, there's a reason we're $38 trillion owed. Now that money's going to start.
Motherfucker, you are the president that has added 13.5 to it. It isn't fucking tariffs. It isn't fucking charges. You put 13.5 on the fucking debt, dog.
Coming down. But we had presidents that didn't know.
It's
how
not
to
going
use
down, by the
tariffs.
way.
We had presidents that had no understanding of business.
In other words, he has no idea how to respond to what the Chief Justice said, that the Trump tariffs are taxes and they are taxes on the American people. And this time, there was a follow-up.
So then, do you agree then that Americans are paying those tariffs?
I think, no, I don't agree. I think that they might be paying something.
Oh, we're going to get to that. We've got a bunch of videos about how much more Americans are paying right now. Even one of Fox News admitting Americans are paying more now. Oh, we're going to get to that.
And there it is. Donald Trump finally asked about Americans paying for his tariffs, and he says, quote, I think, no, I don't agree. I think that they might be paying something. Something? Really? That's a new one. Something.
Yeah.
China was paying all of those tariffs until today, when now apparently we are paying something. As was established in the Supreme Court yesterday, to the agreement of all 9 Supreme Court justices, the Trump tariffs are taxes. Taxes on the American people. Chief Justice John Roberts said, yes, sure, the tariffs are a tax, and that's a core power of Congress. And the chief also said, the vehicle is imposition of taxes on Americans, and that has always been the core power of Congress.
Yeah, and by the way, John Roberts is a fucking conservative. Like, the dude's not, a left-wing woke liberal, progressive, whatever you want to call it. He's the furthest from it. He is a traditional conservative.
Amy Coney Barrett raised the issue of the Trump tariffs having to be refunded if the Supreme Court rules against the Trump tariffs, if the Supreme Court agrees with the other federal courts that the Trump tariffs are illegal and unconstitutional. And when asked about that today, Donald Trump told this lie.
We'd have to pay back trillions of dollars. We've taken in trillions. We haven't taken
No, we
in
haven't.
billions. We've taken in trillions of dollars.
Bro, there is no fucking way. But yeah, I was going to say no way Trump supporters can believe this shit. But there is. Because this is the kind of shit that they tell you when you start talking to them. And you're like, dude, Donald Trump's economy is garbage. The only people benefiting from everything that's going on right now are ultra wealthy people. The wealth gap is growing larger and larger. Donald Trump has made billions of dollars, and that's not an exaggeration, since he entered office. And they're like, he's bringing in trillions of dollars from the tariffs. And you're like, do you know how much money $1 trillion is? Do you know what it would be like if the country could bring in trillions of dollars that quickly? Do you understand that if that money actually was coming into the country and was being used for good purposes, you wouldn't be struggling like you are every fucking day? Like, look fucking around you. I was going to say nothing has changed since Biden when you guys thought everything was terrible, but I'm wrong. Actually, it has changed. It's gotten fucking worse.
That is a lie. That is actually trillions of lies. The total amount of tariff revenue collected by the United States Treasury this year is $195 billion.
Thank you.
That is roughly the same amount that the Internal Revenue Service refunds to taxpayers in a typical year.
And by the way, those tariffs are being paid by Americans. And before some Trump supporter goes, oh, well, actually, the corporations are absorbing it. Those corporations are Americans. The people that own the businesses, they're not even all corporations, right? A lot of them are small businesses. The people that are impacted the most, the worst by these tariffs are small businesses. even if you wanted to make the argument, which you would be wrong, that corporations and businesses are absorbing the majority of these tariffs, and therefore prices aren't going up on people. All that's wrong. CPI proves that wrong. PPI proves that wrong. Inflation numbers prove that wrong. Everything proves that wrong. Even if you want to say that, you still have to admit that the businesses that reside here in America are taking the brunt of that. And once again, that's not true, because for the past, 2 or 3 months, they believe that consumers are paying more than 50% of the tariffs, probably as high as 65 to 70% of the tariffs now. That's $195 billion from us, not from other countries.
Treasury knows how to refund billions of dollars when it takes too much money from people. In fact, Donald Trump's Justice Department lawyers, in appealing the Trump tariff case to the United States Supreme Court, assured the appeals court and the Supreme Court in writing that they could easily pay back the tariffs if they lose the case. The Treasury has very precise records of who paid the tariffs at the port of entry for all of the goods that have been illegally tariffed by Donald Trump here in the United States. And the Treasury knows exactly how to refund that money. After Donald Trump's terrible day in the Supreme Court yesterday, the conservative Wall Street Journal posted an editorial today saying that the Supreme Court should rule unanimously 9-0 against Donald Trump on his illegal and unconstitutional tariffs. And after Donald Trump's apparently bad day at the Supreme Court yesterday, he had a bad day in court again today with one of his malicious prosecutions, a Trumpian abuse of legal process. A jury in Washington, D.C. found 37-year-old Sean Dunn not guilty of assault on a heavily armed Border Patrol officer who was dressed for combat on the streets of Washington, D.C.
Bro, that dude's going to get to tell his, grandkids. He's like, one time when we had this fucking wannabe dictator for a president, I got really drunk and headed down to a Subway to pick up a fucking number 2 with no onions. And on my way out, I decided to fight fascism by hitting one of them in the chest with it. Oh, yeah. And then they tried to put me up on federal charges. And guess what? Not guilty, bitch.
Trump Justice Department first tried to obtain an indictment against Sean Dunn from a grand jury for felony assault. But a Washington, D.C. grand jury refused to give Donald Trump's prosecutors that indictment. And today, a Washington, D.C. trial jury refused to convict Sean Dunn of assault.
It is.
With a sandwich, that sandwich that you just saw him throw. Donald Trump's absurdly incompetent and intemperate.
My favorite part is the jog, dude. Look, he looks back at him as he's running. That's my favorite part. These ICE agents can't run for shit, dude.
U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., Jeanine Pirro, a graduate of the Fox propaganda channel, led the failed prosecution of Sean Dunn. The sandwich that bounced off the body armor of Gregory Lamore, probably without his ability to even feel it, was described in the New York Times as, quote, a wilting Subway sandwich. A photograph of that sandwich on the sidewalk became an exhibit in the case that the jury was able to study. Apparently, it didn't look very threatening to them. Gregory Lamore, who was dressed and armed for war, is a Customs and Border Protection agent who took the witness stand in the case where he tried.
Oh, no. Don't tell me bro got up there and said that he was hurt. No, don't do this. Don't do this. Are you going to tell me bro got on the witness stand and talked about how much it hurt to get hit by that sandwich? Like, how much emotional distress that he's got? No, please, no. What's up, Pinkerbell? My sister threw her socks at me. I'm going to sue. What's up, AJ?
What's
up, Dean?
To convince a jury that he was assaulted with a sandwich. And so Gregory Larimore takes his place in Customs and Border Protection history as the only officer in their history to claim to have been assaulted by a sandwich and to make a federal case out of it and to lose that federal case because a Washington, D.C. jury had no problem at all understanding the truth, despite all the king's prosecutors trying their best.
Oh, my God.
That is how Donald Trump is deploying his forces. Donald Trump is not rushing people to air traffic control towers to improve air travel. In fact, Donald Trump has fired FAA officials this year. Fired them for no reason at all. Elon Musk.
Yeah, and he's going to punish you. Once again, Trump supporters are also a part of this. Like this isn't just like you making liberals cry, dog. Republicans make up something like 45% of all the people that are on Snap. Democrats make up something like 25 or 35. There is an even number, if not more, of Republicans on Snap. Donald Trump is punishing Americans because he said he's going to shut down a bunch of the airport's ability to do certain flights. They're not just punishing the liberals. He's punishing you dipshits. You should be upset that the dude doesn't have to do these things to you, and he does them out of spite because he's a petty little bitch. That's why he does this. You should be mad at him for this.
Wanted to fire them. That was good enough. Elon Musk thought that was a great idea. Let's do it. And now you have a crisis in air travel in America. Now you have a government shutdown created by Donald Trump that makes that crisis in air travel worse, and Donald Trump is doing absolutely nothing about it. He did nothing about it today. If you're worried about your airline reservations, Donald Trump isn't. He did nothing to help you today. He's trying to put the sandwich guy in jail today because Donald Trump is oblivious to the real world. Donald Trump's teammates all fly private. They own their own jets like Elon Musk. Or they've been provided now with government jets, like Donald Trump's FBI director, who uses the FBI jet for date night in America because his girlfriend lives in Nashville and he lives in Washington, D.C. Donald Trump's incompetent Secretary of Homeland Security, the dog-killing enthusiast Kristi Noem, has ordered new private jets at a cost of $180 million to taxpayers in a federal budget that Donald Trump thinks cannot afford to fund food stamps. She wants the new planes so that she and her constant companion don't have to check their boarding passes to see which boarding group they're in. No one in Trump world has to worry about a flight being canceled. No one.
Damn.
They have no idea what that feels like. No one working for Donald Trump is worried tonight that they might not get home for Thanksgiving because their flight might be canceled. Donald Trump is the most oblivious human being who has ever lived in the White House, surrounded by the most oblivious cabinet and the most oblivious White House staff in history. Not one of them is worried about the government shutdown disrupting anything about their lives. They leave the worrying to everyone headed to an American airport tomorrow. They leave the worrying to everyone wondering if they will be able to get enough food this month. They leave the worrying to the millions of people whose health care costs are going to skyrocket simply because Donald Trump is president. The man who cannot see the suffering even when it is right there in the room with him, as it was today, with the man on the floor behind Donald Trump in medical distress, a man whose name Donald Trump did not even know and didn't even bother to find out. If this week's massive election victory for Democrats indicates what will happen in the next congressional election, then we have one more year of this version of the Trump presidency before the Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries, will be in a position to force Donald Trump to deal with him and the real needs of so many Americans who Donald Trump apparently cannot see and does not know exist.
And fuck that. Hakeem Jeffries, you better be listening, Hakeem Jeffries. You ain't going to make him work with you. You're going to impeach his ass. Look, Lawrence O'Donnell Lawrence O'Donnell is a savage for that fucking video. All right. Lawrence O'Donnell, that was a banger. That right there, that's the type of media that the left needs. Lawrence O'Donnell is a savage for that shit. That was good. That was great. Man. Let's see, where else? What else we got? Good night, Lynn. Thanks for stopping in. How many private flights are getting grounded? Absolutely none. Yeah, I'd imagine none, right? None, right? You can tell Trump is just thinking, get that guy out of here. This doesn't happen to Kim Jong-un. Tia, 100% Tia. You know that's exactly what he's thinking. He's like, why do I have to deal with this? Why me? Why am I the one who has to deal with this? I don't like it. Look, Donald Trump, when that man fell out, there's only really one thing that Donald Trump thought about, and that was, how do we get this guy away from me so I can keep doing what I want to do, right? Like Donald Trump, he doesn't have an ability to think about others, and he never has. When people talk about Donald Trump and they're like, no, there's videos of him shaking hands and kissing babies, and he's actually really nice to people. Or you get Bill Maher's dumbass that's like, oh, I went to a dinner with him, and actually he's a lot nicer than you would think. It's like, do you not know how sociopaths work? Do you not know how a psychopath works? Do you not know how serial killers work? You don't just always see them and go, you know what, that guy's a serial killer. You know how I know? Because he was really mean to everybody. He's always a really bad person. No. How do you think priests get away with harming children? You look at him, you go, oh, this is a nice guy. He's a man of God. He's an awesome person. He's always telling us to be good and to live in Christian values. And then when you find out, you're like, wow, that's crazy. Because I saw him being so nice to all of these people. And I thought he was a pillar of the community and a good person. Very rarely, except for some people that are actually really sharp people, do you look at people like that and go, oh, that person's a bad person. No, you have to examine the things that they do under a lens with the proper context and nuance, and say to yourself, oh yeah, this dude might like shake hands and kiss babies and smile all big when he's around people, but the things that he actually does, the outcomes to the plans and plots that he has, they're always bad, and they're always bad for people. And when you come to realize that, you look at those people and you go, I think that fucker's a con man. I think that dude's a hustler. Oh, okay. I get it. Of course, he's going to shake hands and kiss babies and give people the one-arm hug when he's out in front of everybody, because he doesn't want you to call him out on all the nefarious shit he's doing. And then when something happens around him that he can't connect to emotionally, like that dude falling out right there, then you get to see who that person is as a person. But here's we're going to watch something right now, because as y'all know, Dr. Oz started talking about obesity and its connections to dementia, all while Donald Trump was just laying in that chair next to him, taking a nap. Just like, brother, I'm right here in the room with you. You think Dr. Oz thinks about that? You know that moment. You know when you're being a hypocrite. You know when you're being a little bit of a hypocrite, and you're saying something and you're like, uh-oh, I think I might be wrong. Oh, I might be the person I'm talking about. Do you think that Dr. Oz ever thinks while he's saying all this shit that like maybe Trump's sitting there going, hey, hey guy, that's me? Well, we haven't watched a video from Mr. Newberger's AI funnies in a while, but I saw this and I was like, oh, this is a good little in-betweener right here, guys. This one right here is a good in-betweener. What's happening, Sean? So we got Mr. Newburger's AI Funnies, Go to Sleep. It's a nice little song for Sleepy Dawn. So check this out. I want you guys to watch this, and I want you guys to go and like and subscribe to Mr. Newburger's AI Funnies if you have not already done so. And we'll put the link in the chat.
Go to sleep, Trumpy poo. Don't let our meeting wake you. Dream of ketchup and big boobs.
I didn't dream about
Crypto
those.
sales to your room. Lean on back in your chair. Don't worry about messy hair or the press folks who will stare. Waking you up is not fair. Lullaby, my tired guy. Sleepy time on the fly. No bed bugs where you sit. Dream up tons more bullshit. When you wake up, you'll see you were just on TV. And we'll say your eyes were hiding. You're not tired, like sleepy Joe Biden.
Hold on, I gotta go back a little bit, dude. How about this right here? How about where is it? Where is it at? Let's see if we can find it right there. Look at that. Is that a Donald Trump out of body experience right there? Is Donald Trump looking down on Donald Trump in that picture? I told you guys, man. He done fucked up. Aaron. All right, here. Let's see if we can get the video of Trump going down the stairs real quick because I want to show you guys. See if we can get this one. No. God, it's a recent one. It's too bad, but like I said, you get to see Donald Trump. He gets to the edge of the stairs and he starts to go down the stairs, and he like pats himself on the leg like he's getting hyped up to go down the stairs. I said it, man. Like, he talked all that trash about Biden, dude. He talked so much trash about Biden's cognitive decline, about Biden not being able to go downstairs or upstairs, Biden falling asleep, calling him Sleepy Joe Biden. He deserves all of this, every little bit of this. So, guys, if you guys get a chance, try to find that video of Trump walking down the stairs, and he literally has to stare at his feet the whole time. Amazing. Check that stuff out. All right. So, like I said, this show is about MAGA degeneracy. It's not just about Donald Trump degeneracy. This show's we're looking at all the MAGA degeneracy that's going on, and there's a lot to cover at all times, right? The hypocrisy, the degeneracy, all of this stuff. It's like it's very hard to keep up with how much degeneracy is going on over there in MAGA. And you know, one of the funny things is I follow Right Wing Watch, which is REICH. This is going to be a video from Right Wing Watch, but there's a Right Wing Watch as well, and they always post every time like a Trump supporter gets outed as a pederast or other things too, like just like things to do with like DV or SA and stuff like that are from Trump supporters, right? And so every day they can post something. Right? Like every day there is a new post from them about these people. It's crazy. It's so hard to keep up with. But this is the Right Wing Watch that we're going to watch right here. And y'all know who Joel Webon is, right? You guys know who Joel Webon is. He's the MAGA pastor that's a piece of human garbage that has his little podcast. And the crazy thing about this video is how many people follow these people, how many people watch these videos, watch these podcasts, and agree with this crazy shit. But this video right here is a video of Joel Webon saying all the things he thinks about women. So I want you guys to check this out with me, and then let's talk about
who are the victims currently in our American context? Well, I'll tell you, and I won't mince words.
Wait. Before he even says it, it's men. It's men. White men. White men.
The actual victims in our American context today are heritage Americans.
Oh, okay.
If you are a man, if you are a
there we go.
Christian man, if you are a non-sodomite, gay, furry man, and
what the fuck does that mean? What is a non-sodomite, gay, furry man? Like I don't understand the non-sodomite part. Somebody explain to me the non-sodomite part. All right, we're going back. This shit caught me off guard.
in our American context today are heritage Americans. If you are a man, if you are a Christian man, if you are a non-sodomite, gay, furry man, and if you are a white man, then you are objectively on the books, be it Ivy League schools, or be it the hiring processes of Fortune 500 companies, or be it certain tax brackets, or be it just the general cultural milieu, or even among the perception of your local elders at your local church. If you are a young, white, single, straight man, you are, in the year of our Lord 2025, here in these United States, a legitimate victim. When
Oh, I'm a victim. I had no idea. Like, brother, do you go outside? Like, what is this man listening to? Does this dude, like, does he ever talk to anybody other than his gay lovers that he does this show with? Because they look like they got some real energy going on right there. That's some real in the closet energy going on. That's all I'm saying, right? Like, those dudes probably touch tips after the show, right? They shuttle dock. That's all I'm saying. That man has given that other man a dirty Sanchez, and we know it. Like, what do you mean that dudes are the ones that are victims? I'm going to be honest with you guys. With as much getting raped by Donald Trump right now that is going on, I still don't feel like a victim. Still doing pretty well. Don't really feel like anybody out there really taking me down. I don't get where all this fear comes from. Like, what do you mean? Like, motherfucker, I don't sit down in an interview for a job and feel like, oh, man. Right now, they're looking at me and they're like, this is just another white man. Like, that's not the world. The reason that this stuff exists in the first place is because it's the opposite. Because I don't have to ever worry about it. Like, I like the way people explain white privilege in this manner. When people say white privilege isn't about having privileges, it's about the lack of obstacles. In other words, when I go to sit down in an interview, I don't have to worry about whether or not the person's looking at me and being like, oh, this black fellow probably steals stuff. Or this woman's going to have a week a month where she's just intolerable. Like, that's like when I sit down for an interview, I don't have to worry about any of those things. That's what white privilege is. And that's what white male privilege specifically is. And does it do I feel shame? Do I feel embarrassment for being a white dude? No. Fuck no. Of course not. I am who I am. I was born this way. All right. But at the same time, like, if somebody were to say to me, do you feel like you've been victimized by all these woke people that don't want white men to do well? I'm like, no, I don't fucking, I'm not affected. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not a fucking snowflake. Like, yeah, of course, there's tons of people in this world that all have different points of views. Some of them are assholes. Some of them are good people. Some of them are correct, and some of them are wrong. But I can tell you who's wrong and is an asshole, and that's Joel Webon and anybody that he associates with. Wrong and an asshole.
women here in these United States, a legitimate victim. Women are atrocious today. They are immodest. They're hoes. They're dumb, like literally intellectually unintelligent. They are shallow. They are deceitful. They are wicked. They are vile. They vote for trannies. It's.
Wait, what? Not that voting for transgender people is bad, but brother, like, this is a very weird rant to go on. Like, I have never in my life, look, I told you guys, if you asked 15 years ago Angry Ginger his opinion on some shit, it would be dumb, okay? I had some dumb opinions on things, including on some transgender people, all right? Like, definitely 100%. Like, I've said some stupid shit. I have never in my life, ever in my life, ever in my life, said some dumb shit like this. I can be proud. I can feel good about myself, guys, that never in my life have I said something this fucking stupid. This dude, like, who cheated on this man? Like, what woman, like, I mean, I would have too if I was in her place. I'll be honest with you. If that was my husband, I'd be fucking everybody else. Like, I'd be fucking women. I'd be fucking men. I'd be fucking, like, sheeps, cattle and shit. Like, everything. Like, if that was my husband, I would cheat on that man with, like, every form of life and also things that weren't alive as well. Doorknobs and shit. Like, just in spite. I would just, like, I would spitefully have sex with the doorknob and then tell him about it. Like, I cheated on you this morning with the doorknob, just so you know, because it's smarter than you are and has more emotional intelligence than you do. Like, if I was married to this dude, I gotta be honest, I also would make his entire life suck. Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Look, this is when we talk about the male loneliness epidemic. And you guys know that, like, I talk about this and say, like, young men do have a very hard time right now, but everybody has a hard time right now, right? Like, this isn't just young men specific. This is young people. A lot of young people out there have a really hard time. But if you want to talk about real reasons as to why there is a male loneliness epidemic, I can show you example A. If your son is listening to this guy and then he repeats this shit to any woman on this planet, any woman on this planet, he will not be touching that woman's boobies. Ever. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Jesus Christ.
They are shallow. They are deceitful. They are wicked. They are vile. They vote for trannies. I'm not making it up. It is a 45-point difference between young men and young women today. That's where we're at. 45-point difference. Women are radical progressives.
Well, that sucks for you guys. Well, I guess that's the end of any kind of sexual gratification for Republican men. It's only gonna get worse for you guys then. Oh man, and also yes, why is he whispering? Good call, Pinkerbell. Good call. Why is he whispering like that? Because he doesn't want his wife to hear. Or his boyfriend. I mean, dude, just come out. It's okay. Like, you know? Like, you'd be such a happier person if you just, like, come and be free with the rest of us and embrace who you are as a human being. Just, you know, leave that Nazi shit at home. Oh, man. All right, so I wanted to play some other stuff, too, to go along with this. Because I keep saying this. Like, how many times, guys, have we talked about classic Jesus versus Republican Jesus? How many times? And as a secular humanist, as a person that really doesn't have real, like, religious belief, right? I believe in what I can see. I believe in what there's evidence for. And I just don't feel like that there's real evidence of a God. As a person that believes those things, I also do still believe that you have the right to be religious, and I encourage you even to be religious if that's what you like, what makes you happy. But we talk about classic Jesus versus Republican Jesus, and if you want to be religious, my only caveat is that you should live a Christ-like life. You should take care of homeless people. You should be accepting of LGBT people. You should be helpful. You should be a good person. You should live by the shit that you preach. You practice what you preach, right? So I don't really have a problem with people being religious. I have a problem with people that are religious that are full of shit. And so much of MAGA claim to be religious and have, started embracing this ideology that Jesus was actually a really mean dude. And that's new Republican Jesus. So I saw this video, and this is the dude. He does Subway Takes. I believe the channel is called Subway Takes, where he sits down with people on the metro and asks them questions. And I saw this video, and this guy really talks about what I'm talking about here, and I wanted you guys to see this video. So check out this video, and then we'll talk about it a little bit.
Me is the fact that right-wing Republicans in America think that Jesus was a Republican, and they think that Jesus was a Trump supporter.
Do you think that they think that, or do you think that they don't care?
I think they think that Jesus would support Trump, and Jesus was a capitalist.
100% disagree. Jesus was not a capitalist.
Jesus was a socialist. Jesus threw the moneylenders out of the temple. He didn't like the moneylenders. He didn't like capitalists.
But I don't even know if the right-wing Republican Christians like Christianity.
No, they know a guy called Jesus and they think he supports them, but he never would have. I mean, the only thing he's got in common with Trump is he hung out with the prostitutes and the sinners. But he was trying to save the prostitutes, whereas Trump was trying to sleep with them. Right?
I think, you know how they just made him white?
Yeah.
They just made him Republican.
Okay, well, I just want to say to you, Jesus was not a Republican. He would have hated Republicans.
He's a working class man.
He was quite progressive, and he got crucified for it.
He did get crucified for it.
The only thing he's got in common with Republicans is he wasn't keen on gays.
But here's the thing. He didn't have a lot of time to change his mind. I would like to think that around 44, 45,
that's a really good point.
He probably would have accepted gays.
Yeah, he would have said, I've been talking to some of them and they seem okay.
I was sitting next to a guy in the bathhouse and he came on to me.
I said, look, I'm not that way, but then we started talking about music or something.
Yeah, and he's like a big fan of Radiohead.
Yeah, and maybe he said, look, I'm not gay, but I like to dress in a kind of flamboyant way. So maybe there's a place where we can meet in the middle.
Do you think that Jesus would have ever ran for office?
No, I think he would have had something like a show, a TV show.
A TV show?
Yeah, or maybe a podcast.
Wait, a podcast? I think yes.
No, he would have.
Of course Jesus would have had a podcast. Who doesn't have a podcast? If Jesus came back today, he would immediately be thrown to the ground, handcuffed by some fat, out of shape, fucking wanker ass ICE agent, thrown in a van, taken somewhere where no one could find him, eventually would get deported. He would show back up on the border and be like, hey, dumbass, I'm Jesus, I'm here. It's the second coming. You guys have been waiting for this forever. And they would crucify his ass. They'd be like, look, you ain't bringing that socialist bullshit in here, okay? All right? First of all, Jesus is white. Jesus is white with brown hair. Wavy brown hair and blue eyes. Like really soft skin. Really soft skin. Like he's a pretty man. You're brown. You can't. You have wiry hair. It's like, yeah, like in the Bible. Like, did you? I ain't ever read a Bible. I ain't ever read a Bible.
I
think you'd have a really good podcast.
Yeah, it would.
What would Jesus' podcast be called? Oh, wait. Conversations with Christ. Boom. Winner. I don't know. That's kind of basic, to be honest. I don't know. That might not be the winner. I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think Jesus' podcast would be called? I'm going with the second coming. Oh, that's good too. Crosstalk. Pod with God. Well, he's not. I mean, I guess in some religions, Christ is God, right? Like they're all one, right? Ah. Jesus walked and talked like John Wayne. Perry. Maybe it'd be called Vanilla Isis.
Listen to it.
I would listen to it too.
Yeah.
He'd be like the Joe Rogan of the left.
Yeah, he would. He'd be kind of left wing and progressive, but then it'd be interesting because the Old Testament's got the old.
You know what's funny about that? Is before Joe Rogan went fucking brain broken crazy, he had this conversation. I forgot who he was having the conversation with, but he said he was like talking about this crazy story. And look, this is a Joe Rogan story. So is it true? Is it not true? I don't know. And I never fact check this shit. Okay. So it's up to you to do you got to do your own research. Okay. But he told a story about like a transgender person being stabbed with a knife with that had semen on it somehow. Like, this is getting weird. I'm sorry that we're going there. This is educational, guys. It's educational for educational purposes only. Okay. And that it was some crazy thing that happened where this person was assaulted and they're stabbed and there's, there was reproductive fluids on a knife, and then the person potentially, got pregnant. I don't know how much of that was true. I'm saying it out loud. I bet none of it, but I was probably really high when I watched this video. Joe Rogan was like, before he went crazy, he was like, man, if somebody was going to be Jesus, it'd be like that person, because like that's like the most misunderstood person on the planet. And it would be a test for people to have to find empathy for this person that, that you didn't understand. And according to Joe Rogan, this is probably 5 or 6 years ago. And then he went off the fucking deep end. I bet he does not even remember saying that shit. But I do. So, Joe, fucking go back and watch that video of yourself saying that, please.
And I did tooth for tooth. He was all about forgiveness.
You really know a lot about the Bible.
I had it rammed down my throat as a kid. The Bible. I hasten to add.
So what's your take?
Jesus would fight to maximize shareholder value. LMC. That's New Republican Jesus right there. New Republican Jesus is like, if you're not buying GameStop stock, you're an asshole. New Republic. What would Jesus's cryptocurrency be called? Christ coin? Dude, is there a Christ coin? Oh no. The crucifixion coin? Crucifixion coin? What would it be called? What is that thing that they take where the bread, the body, and the blood? What is that called? What is that called? Where they get the blood and the body? Oh God, communion coin. Dude, conversations with Christ and communion coin. This is gonna be good. This will be good. We have entered the grift, guys. We might as well take advantage. It's the best time to grift of all times. Okay. Well, so this was fun last time we did this. So I wanted to do this again. Last time that we read some Trump supporter stories. That JC's pennies, Pinkerbell. Oh, Pinkerbell. Oh, that is such a winner. JC's pennies. Oh, that's good. What's happening, Groove Dragon? What's going on, Liz? I don't know if I said hi, but hi. Jesus said, drill, baby, drill. Jesus said they're eating the cats, eating the dogs. Oh, man. All right. Last time we did this, we had a good time. We read kind of like confessions from MAGA people about like splitting with their family, right? And since we just watched the video of Joel Webon telling us how much he hates women because apparently he thinks they're dumb and they're mean and they vote for transgender people. That's what Joel Webon said. Okay. This is I decided, why not let's follow that up. Let's follow it up with something that says that this MAGA broke up with her husband, saying, I couldn't stand to be intimate with him anymore. So these are stories from people that broke up with their MAGA significant others. Some of you guys might relate to this. Drop a comment. Drop a comment and tell me your story if you have had this happen to you. Also, I'm really sorry for monetizing your pain. I do apologize for that. But, like, look, man, like, this is like therapy for you, right? It's therapy for you. You get to tell us about the crazy shit that happened to you, and I get to make like $2.50 off of it. So, I mean, that's the cheapest therapy that a person can get, and you're not even paying for it. So, win-win situation. So, number one, in 2014, this might actually be Joel Webon's wife right here. In 2014, 2015, my husband, who's my ex-husband now, really started changing. He used to be funny and loving, but he was changing. He was listening to the Limbaugh shit on the radio and working with people who displayed the characteristics of MAGA. After Trump was elected in 2016, he really started to get weird. He would come home spouting bullshit, and he was always contrary, confrontational, and negative. It was weird. I loved him a little less each day. We had been married for 38 years when we finally divorced, and he wasn't the same person anymore. I couldn't stand to be intimate with him anymore. Fucking gross. The Trumpism was stinking up the place. 38 years. 38 years, guys. That is crazy. I think I've been married for 18? 18 or 19? I've been with my wife for 23 years. I want to say 18. 17 or 18. I've been with my wife for 23 years, though. 38 years, that's crazy. That's from Crispy Jaguar 243. I like this one. The last straw was when my family member said everyone is racist, and my brother-in-law took a freaking AK to my mom's house to show it off. Fucking gross. He had no business doing that. He's an asshole. He is so dead to me. No rooms for apples and coconuts here? Is that an old person saying? No room for apples and coconuts here? Is that just somebody saying crazy people and assholes? I guess that's what it says. Freaking embarrassing. Number 3, my last contact with my family was before the election, and my cousin bought into the bullshit. They think they're eating cats and dogs, I said. That's it. There's no talking to you because you're just too far gone, so you and all the rest of the family can kiss my ass, and I haven't talked to them since. Like, do you guys have family members that like believe that they're eating the cats and dogs thing? And I'm not talking about the people that were like, you know, other, like, I know that there's lots of like MAGA types or even non-MAGA types. They're like, well, like, yeah, other cultures do eat cats and dogs. Like, do people realize, A, that JD Vance 100% said that shit was made up, okay? But also, do people realize that what people were saying was happening was that these Haitian immigrants were going around rounding up people's cats and dogs and eating them. Not that, like, other cultures eat these animals in their country. The story that was being told that was fucking made up, and JD Vance admitted it, okay? This one right here.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Okay, when they're saying that, they were talking about Haitians that were going around and rounding up people's pets and eating them. That shit wasn't happening. Did you guys have family members that actually like believed that shit? I'm sure some of you did. Number 4, as soon as she admitted she voted for him in 2016, done by. She claimed the whole God is using a bad man to do good things bullshit. Wow. God, they will do the fucking most high-level gold medal mental gymnastics to fucking explain away how terrible a person Donald Trump is. God is using a bad man to do good things. She was always rather easily manipulated. You don't say. The aggressively gullible. But used to hold some good principles and stand up in defense of vulnerable people and equality. They all got twisted by the right-wing media machine, her church community, and her general social environment. She's in a red state. As far as I'm concerned, the mother who raised me died years ago, and her body is being puppeteered by a brainworm she willingly invited in. Woo! Wow! I have a lot of cousins, aunts, and uncles who believe all of it. People are being radicalized with misinformation and disinformation online. Yeah, exactly, Perry. I think that's what she's saying here, too, right? Mitchell says, if she had been alive, my mom would have 100% believed it. Jesus. Yeah, and that's why you don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Exactly, Angela. Exactly. And this is something I've said. I've told you guys before, I have a podcast that could never be released because the guy I did a podcast with was married to a woman who became QAnon. And he's always been afraid of having to fight lawsuits from her because he knows that she'll do that. And, that person, I knew her. And I know him. I knew her. Not well, but I knew of her. I knew her beliefs and stuff. That person would go to gay pride parades, was 100% a person who hated Donald Trump. And, she just completely broke. It is weird to watch something like that happen. I have family members that are like that. I have friends that were like that. People that were super supportive LGBT people, that would have yelled at you that for being mean to a gay person. People that would have chastised you over this being Native American land and no one's an immigrant. And now they're full on racist, homophobic QAnon people. It's insane how it happened. Number 5, my dad's youngest brother has completely alienated everyone except his current wife. He lost his job during the first Trump administration due to the decisions and cuts they made then. He hasn't been able to get a new job because he doesn't really have any hireable skills, and in the intervening years, his ability to be a commercial truck driver has been swept away by various health issues. And of course, this is once again, truck drivers and stuff like that. It's bro, Trump is literally pushing for AI now. He's the man that wants you to lose your job. How do you not fucking get this? Instead of realizing that he needs to develop new skills in order to get a job where he's not on the road constantly, he throws blame around and lashes out at anyone who doesn't agree with him. He's bought into a lot of conspiracy theories concerning Democrats, vaccines, doctors, and all sorts, and insists on picking a fight with any of the family who still keep the door open for him. I closed that door a long time ago, but my dad and his middle brother were reluctant to go no contact until he started calling them to scream about politics. Oh, Jesus, that's a nightmare. One thing to say about that is that if you have a person that's in your life that is still approachable, a person that is on, kind of the razor's edge of becoming a Trump supporter. God, it sounds like I'm talking about an alcoholic. It's so crazy. Then you don't want to isolate them. I say this all the time when Trump supporters come in here and I make fun of them, right? Because they're being insulting to me, so I'm insulting back to them because I'm a tit-for-tat game theory kind of person, right? You come in here and you insult me, I insult you back. And as I showed many times before, when we talk about tit-for-tat through game theory, when they become respectful and they want to talk about things, I will talk to them after that. But I always say, when they come in and they're super insulting, I always say, look, your family has disowned you. Your friends fucking hate you. Your coworkers can't stand to be around you. And this is the only place you have left. You come here because I'm the only person that will still talk to you. And I'm going to shit on you. And that's okay because that's what you like. And I know that because you voted for Trump. When I say that, I'm being an a-hole, right? I'm being insulting on purpose. They're being insulting me. I'm being insulting them. But the reason that has such an impact on them is because it's all true. And I do believe that if you have a person that is reachable, you don't want to force them into that type of lifestyle where they don't have any connection with anybody but these other people. It's like putting a heroin addict in a den full of other heroin addicts, right? You're really just giving them no chance to get clean. So I do believe, I know. I made the some people deserve your empathy and these people don't video, okay? You guys know how I feel about this. But I also think that certain situations need context. And if you have a person that you think is going down that route, probably don't alienate them, probably don't isolate them, try to reach them. And then if they go too far, then fuck it. Let them be who they are then. No tax on tits for tats. That's right, Mitchell. Don't forget, no tax on tits, guys. It's like a druggie and a domestic abuse victim all rolled into one. Exactly, Angela. 100%. Number 6. My brother, an Army veteran, didn't even care about all the disrespectful and degrading comments constantly made by Cankles. He's so proud of his Army service and so pro-military that I can't believe he would support someone who has zero respect for the military and uses them as his personal servants and entertainers. My brother has no right to boast about his military service after voting for a gigantic piece of shit traitor. I cannot talk or deal with anyone who voted for a disgusting, vile, demented, rotting, egotistical, sadistic dumbass who has done more damage than any one person ever has to this country, especially to the most vulnerable. Woo! Wow! Trump is like, yeah, do you guys like how they're like, Biden's the most divisive president? The most divisive president. And there are literal confessionals from people who have cut off their MAGA cult family members. Wow, that was tough to say. All right, number 7. I dropped a good friend of many years when 2 days after the J6 insurrection, she posted a photo of Barack Obama on Facebook with the caption, "Whatever, but remember this asshole? Delete." Dude, the fact that they think Obama and Biden were so much worse than Trump is insanity. It's just, it literally is. It's insanity. There's no other explanation for it. Number 8. My eldest child is non-binary, and I have 2 daughters who are younger. If you're going to vote for people who want my oldest not to exist and my other 2 to have their rights as women stripped away, I have no space in my life for you. I ended a 20-year friendship over that. It's been 11 months now, and I don't have an ounce of regret over it. He still tries to make small talk with me at work, and he's been getting one-word answers for nearly a year. And he deserves it. You can't give empathy to people who refuse to embrace empathy. Elon Musk said it. Empathy is a weakness. This is what these people believe. You're reaping what you sow, man. At the end of the day, that is what you are doing. I've seen it a couple of times. People on Facebook that try to have conversations with MAGA family members or with MAGA friends, and they just end up They try to like talk with them, and you can see that it just goes nowhere. It does. I mean, like I said just a minute ago, you don't want to alienate or isolate these people, but at the same time, when a person shows that there's no chance of them returning to sanity, when they show that like you make efforts to help them, you can only try so hard. And, that's actually really fucking sad, to be honest. Number 9, vaccines and having a baby. My mom remarried a very religious Christian MAGA man after my dad passed and has since become a Christian nationalist herself and MAGA. Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy one. She also became anti-vax while I was pregnant with my first kid and her first grandbaby. I asked if she could help me after a C-section and if she and her husband wanted to visit for Christmas. We even offered to pay for her flight to help us, and we have no other family near us to help. She promised me she wouldn't miss it and would come help me postpartum and would also be there for Christmas. We asked everyone who would see the baby to get the COVID, flu, and Tdap shots to protect our newborn. She knew this and agreed, but changed her mind when I told her I needed the shingles vaccine post-birth. She told me I shouldn't trust my doctors and then messaged my husband, who's a doctor, and told him she was no longer coming and refused to ever get any of the vaccines and told him she would meet her grandson when he was older. I was so hurt by her behavior bailing on me when I was vulnerable and needed her, choosing not to celebrate our baby's first Christmas with us or even meet him. We told her we were hurt and needed to focus on the end of my pregnancy and our family, and she told me I was unchristian for spreading negativity and for hurting her, then told me she was fine no longer being in my life and unfriended both my husband and me on Facebook. Ho! Ho! That's insane. That is crazy. We'll do one more. Let's do one more. My brother used to be a very liberal person, but ever since he moved to Mississippi and got married, everything about him is now just Trump. I thought maybe I could deal with it for a little bit, but I had to cut him off after we went to a family reunion, and all he would talk about is how the pussy wokes have radicalized America, and also how black and Hispanic people are nothing but gangsters and thugs. It made me feel so sick that I just got up and left. I hope I never have to see him again. Yikes. Like, this existing during this time is so crazy because of the internet. Like, all this stuff is going to be available for people to see forever, and that's probably a good thing. It's like, there are so many. Oh, wait, there's one more. Hold on, we have to watch this one, or read this one. I just glanced at this as I was reading down. I have blood cancer, and the research program I was receiving treatment through was one of the first Doge cuts. I asked my MAGA dad how he felt about the cuts and me not having access to cancer care anymore. He told me it would probably be fine and to stop being so emotional. Then he sent me a link to some weird Newsmax article about a pretty white woman supposedly killed by an illegal alien. I told him we were done, and I blocked him and not spoken to him since. Yikes. That was a bonus one. Holy shit. Like, that makes my stories sound fucking weak, soft. I'm like, I don't have anything to complain about. Like, this, like I said, this is going to exist forever on the internet, guys. It's going to forever exist on the internet. It's going to be here. And it's probably a good thing because, you know, history may not repeat, but it sure as hell does rhyme, right? And we should know going forward everything that happened during this time, so that way we know what to look for in the future. But speaking of things that will never go away, guys, we got more Epstein Files stuff to talk about, okay? And, you know, it's a bit of a slow news cycle for the Epstein Files as we wait for Prince Andrew to possibly testify in Congress, as we wait for potentially the Clintons to have to testify in Congress, as we wait for the shutdown to end, so that way the Arizona rep can get sworn in, so that way the House can vote to force the Senate to vote, to force Donald Trump to then veto the release of the Epstein Files, because that's what he's going to do. But with that all being said, also, obviously, Ghislaine Maxwell has been talked about as a person that's going to be forced to testify as well. Not that we think that there will be anything that's good that comes from that. You know, she's a terrible human being. She's not going to do the right thing. She's going to cover up for these people and hope that she gets a plea deal out of her, a commuted sentence, right? But there is some new news. New news, guys. And this one's going to probably make you a little bit mad, because it made me mad. So I'm going to bet it's going to make you a little bit mad too. Ghislaine Maxwell's prison emails show she is happier at minimum security Texas facility. Oh, that's good, guys. This administration is forcing people to not be able to buy food, not be able to fly to see their family, people to lose their jobs. The economy's going in the fucking toilet. Grocery prices are through the roof. But guess what, guys? He's made one person happy. The trafficker. His buddy. G-Dog. G-Dog is doing good. I'm sure Donald Trump will be really happy to hear that. Within days of her arrival at Texas prison camp in early August, Ghislaine Maxwell gushed in emails to her friends and family over the cleanliness and safety of her new surroundings. Please release the names of those friends. Can we get some names from those friends, please? The institution is run in an orderly fashion, which makes for a safer, more comfortable environment for all people concerned, inmates and guards alike, wrote Maxwell, who is serving a 20-year prison sentence for recruiting minors to be sexually abused by her longtime confidant. Okay, also, she abused those young women. She abused those children. Maxwell's unexpected move to the all-women's federal prison Camp Bryan, which houses inmates convicted of nonviolent offenses and white-collar crimes in dormitory-style quarters, drew immediate condemnation from current and former Federal Bureau of Prisons employees. They said it was very unusual for prisoners with sex offenses on their records to be incarcerated in such a unconstrained setting, indicating Maxwell was receiving preferential treatment. You don't say. Maxwell, 63, had been in a low-security federal correctional institute in Tallahassee, Florida, following her conviction in December 2021 on federal sex trafficking charges. FCI Tallahassee is more restrictive than a camp like FPC Bryan, where inmates have access to work programs, that's scary, recreation, and other activities are often serving shorter sentences. Maxwell was moved days after meeting with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche in July after he brought her some Chick-fil-A for breakfast. She got some Chick-fil-A for breakfast. She said Donald Trump never did anything. In fact, guys, if you're a Republican and you're MAGA and you're like, 'cause he didn't. She also said that Bill Clinton didn't do anything. So you're going to have to make some choices, MAGA. You're going to have to make some choices. Do you want to believe Ghislaine Maxwell or do you not? Because I don't believe her when she says that Donald Trump didn't do shit, and I also don't believe her when she says that Bill Clinton didn't do shit. I would like to see some proof, some evidence, maybe a trial that would prove that innocence. That's what I'd prefer. NBC News has reviewed emails Maxwell sent during her first few months at FPC Bryan, which were obtained by the House Judiciary Committee. The emails describe Maxwell's relief at being in a calmer facility without violence, where staff was polite and the food was better. She said, "My situation is improved by being at Bryan. The kitchen looks clean, too. No possums falling from the ceiling to fry unfortunately on ovens and become mingled with the food being served." And it's kind of weird that there was possums falling from the ceiling. I mean, how often did that happen? Not that I'm advocating for her to not have to eat possum. In fact, I think she should be forced to eat possum, or maybe even, her own defecation. But that's I feel is an appropriate punishment. But it is weird that possums were falling from the roof. That's a strange fact. Maxwell also praised prison camp warden Tanisha Hall, who Maxwell called a true professional. Tanisha? We need to have a talk. I feel like I have dropped through Alice in Wonderland's looking glass, Maxwell wrote to a relative, adding, "I am much happier here and, more importantly, safe." The emails were shared with the House Judiciary Committee after the top Democrat on the committee, Rep. Jamie Raskin of Maryland, wrote a letter to Hall on October 30th asking about Maxwell's perceived VIP statement. The later cited a Wall Street Journal report last month describing special accommodations for Maxwell's visitors and other perks, such as meals sent to her dormitory room, late-night workouts, and her ability to shower after other inmates were already in bed for the night. Raskin's inquiry raised other accusations made by inmates to the Journal that they have been threatened with retaliation if they speak about Maxwell to the media. At least one inmate who spoke with the Journal was transferred out of FPC Bryan after speaking about Maxwell, the newspaper reported. Can we fucking say that this is bullshit? How? How is this happening? And MAGA is just like, I don't know, I don't hear anything. Brenda, they keep talking about the Epstein files, Brenda, and I'm telling you, that was a hoax. I mean, Donald Trump said that, Joe Biden and James Comey and Barack Hussein Obama, he said that they wrote it like it was fan fiction, Brenda. There's no way. There's no way that those Epstein's are It was weird that then he also said that, the president of Harvard was in them after that. That was weird, because if they're a hoax, but also the guy from Harvard's in it, and then he did say also Bill Clinton was, it's weird that they wrote their own people into the hoax. Brenda, I think there's something weird. Jesus fucking Christ.
I love the poorly educated.
While prison officials may limit inmates' First Amendment rights to preserve security and order, you have provided no such justification for why prison securities require a Ghislaine Maxwell gag order, Raskin wrote, asking Hall to respond to his inquiry by November 13th, provide documentation, and coordinate a visit for his staff to speak with inmates about their experiences. Let's go, Jamie Raskin. Fucking love that guy. Yeah, let's go, Jamie Raskin. What's happening, V Media? What's happening? What's happening, Sarah? The warden faces a similar inquiry and deadline from Rep. Robert Garcia of California, the top Democrat on the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. The emails provided to NBC News and the House Judiciary Committee included messages from several inmates who expressed fear that they would be moved to higher security facilities for mentioning Maxwell in phone calls or emails, and said they believe she is receiving more care and attention than the typical prisoner. They are even delivering her meals to her, and no inmate is allowed to prepare her meals, one said. So this is what's going on. A woman who was convicted of trafficking children is being given special care, while anybody that speaks up and says that she's getting these things gets punished by being moved to a worse facility. I don't know how else to tell MAGA that they're stupid. You're being conned, you dipshits. How is this fucking happening? Hall, who began her career as a correctional officer at FPC Bryan in 94 and has been its warden since 2023, did not respond to requests for comment. The Justice Department, which oversees the BOP, declined to comment. You don't say. David Oscar Marcus, a lawyer for Maxwell, said in response to NBC News' request for comment about the congressional inquiries and the contents of her emails, said that there's nothing journalistic about publishing a prisoner's private emails, including ones with her lawyers. Oh no, that's a whole lot of fucking journalisticness. All right? That is the best of the journalisticness. That is an amazing amount of journalizing. Good job, reporters. Good job. He said, that's tabloid behavior, not responsible reporting, Marcus said. Anyone still interested in that kind of gossip reveals far more about themselves than about Ghislaine. You know, the human trafficker. It's time to get over the fact that she is in a safer facility. We should want that for everyone. No, I don't want that for human traffickers. I actually don't want that at all for her. In fact, I think she should just be put in the worst possible prison in the fucking country with absolutely no supervision and a bunch of people that hate human traffickers. That's what I want. Ian Maxwell, Maxwell's brother, said in an email to NBC News that the messages between him and his sister are personal and private by their very nature. Ian, go fuck yourself. If those emails were sent to Congress and a reporter, he added, they were stolen and leaked without authorization and represent a breach of intellectual property rights and the fundamental right of all citizens to privacy. Nope, you're a moron. That's not even how anything works. You're an idiot. And this is hilarious that you are this dumb. Just want to say all of those things. I have other things I want to say, but I'm not allowed to say them on YouTube. So you're really fucking lucky. Maxwell's emails indicate she's able to access the warden for help, including arranging visits and communicating with her lawyers. In an email Maxwell sent to one of her attorneys in September, she noted that she spoke with the warden when she had a problem receiving documents by a deadline in her appeal before the Supreme Court. Her creative solution was that you EM scan it to her and she will scan back my changes! ! Maxwell wrote, referring to her lawyer emailing the warden. Of course, that is fantastic, as it saves days and days. Patrick McLean, a Dallas criminal defense attorney who has represented women at FPC Bryan, said it would be unusual for any warden to get involved with inmates' cases and that no way would be expected Hall to give his clients at FPC Bryan the same personal attention as Maxwell described in the emails. That's a rather rare occurrence, McLean said. It would be like the head of a large corporation of a manufacturing plant regularly having contact with people on the assembly line. FPC Bryan, located in a residential neighborhood and ringed with razor wire, houses about 635 prisoners. In other emails, Maxwell, a socialite and the daughter of a British media mogul, voiced her continued frustration with the media. I hope you're pissed at me. That would make me feel good. And people selling rubbish stories and making money from their lives. I don't make any money from this. You'll be pretty happy about that because, you know, people actually don't care about the Epstein files. It's just me mostly and Christopher Titus still talking about this shit because everybody else has moved on to all the other dumb shit does to distract you. In October, when Sean Diddy Combs was sentenced to 50 months of federal prison on 2 counts of transporting former girlfriends for prostitution, Maxwell was paying attention, writing in an email, "What an interesting sentence for Diddy. Wait, you think the black dude? the black dude? You think that he got special Special compensation while you're in FPC, Brian. Look, Diddy did what Diddy did, okay? And Diddy deserves the same amount of years as you, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean you deserve less years. I think all of y'all should be fucking locked up for the rest of your lives. Maxwell has been a central figure in the Epstein saga that has morphed into a major and ongoing political dispute. So, obviously, what's going on with her being in here is just ridiculous, right? And it's the other people that are in here, they're not child traffickers. They're not human traffickers. They're people that have white-collar crimes, and they had lesser sentences. They're not violent criminals. They're not abusers. They're people that are doing time because they were busted for things that Donald Trump should be busted for and probably should be in there as well. Donald Trump and his 34 felonies would probably be in FPC Brian right now if our judicial system had any balls when it came to rich white men. And this is what it says. Maxwell's transfer also rankled some community members who questioned why she was selected to come to Bryan, given her conviction on a sex offense. We want a better prison system for all, but why is she being shown privilege when there are other people who are trying and putting in the work and they don't get to be moved here? Asked Raquel Rogers, a co-organizer of the Brazos Valley Community Coalition, a grassroots group that demonstrated in front of FPC Bryan in August. It's brought a lot of attention to our town that we haven't consented for. We don't want a child sex trafficker here. Like I said, we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep talking about it. Is Hal Sparks talking about it too, Jeremy? Sorry, Hal. I haven't watched any Hal Sparks in a long time. It's been a while since I've watched Hal Sparks. Look, I don't think people care. I think YouTube content creators, I think the media, I think they're too concerned about putting dollars in their pockets and they want to talk about everything else. And that's, look, I've said this before. I'm not here to shit on the left. I'm not here to shit on content creators. But this is a pretty important thing. And it should be, in my opinion, something that people continue to talk about without fail week after week after week. And I don't care if it doesn't make you money. I don't care if people get tired of hearing about it. I'm going to keep talking about it because it's important. Because the people that were harmed by this woman and Epstein and all the people that they trafficked these people to, they deserve justice. And it's fucking crazy that people are like, I'm just tired of hearing about it. I'm just, why would I cover that when there's so many other things we should be covering? Like, I cover this along with all the other things that I cover. Like, it's not the only thing that I cover, right? I cover a lot of stuff, but I still find time to make sure that I'm keeping Epstein in these videos because I think it's important. So I wish more people would, to be honest. 21st century suffragists always talk about the Trump-Stein files. Yeah, that's because those are my ladies. I also haven't been able to watch their stuff either. I've been so busy. Holiday season sucks for me. Because I work in retail, right? I work in groceries. So holiday season's really hard to, and then there's just like, I have all the 3 channels that I'm working on. I'm editing all the time. I have a family. It's the holidays. And yet still able to do it. But I wish I was getting over there to see 21st century suffragists. Thank you for shouting them out, Pamela. Thank you so much. People, everybody should be talking about this shit. Epstein files have to be released because our nation's security is centered to this. I agree. People are being blackmailed. Exactly. How about all the people being blackmailed and we won't know who or how high up they are or being made to do while being blackmailed? 100%. What is it? Another person that covers the shit out of this is Whitney Webb, right? That's her name. Whitney Webb. She wrote the book. One Nation Under Blackmail, I think is what it's called. That's a new word. Groceries. Yeah. So I'm not saying I'm the only one doing it. I'm just saying not enough people. I think everybody should be. I think every single person, fucking cordon off 10 minutes of your stream, man. Take one time that you are going to make a video about something else and make it about the Epstein files. Keep this shit in the news because there's nothing more that Donald Trump and all the people that are in those files. Don't forget, Donald Trump could die tomorrow. There's still a ton of people that would still be alive that are in those files. Just come on, man. I'm begging. I told you, I don't shit on my fellow left-wing content creators. I don't start the drama. I don't participate in the Vosh versus Destiny or Hassan versus Vosh or Ethan versus Hassan or any of that shit. I don't participate in any of that shit. I don't ever watch the videos on my stream. The only person that I dunk on is Cenk. And even with Cenk, I always try to be best faith as possible while I'm dunking on Cenk. Right? TYT deserves all of the smoke that I give them, okay? At least I'm not being fucking the Vanguard. And the Vanguard has dedicated their entire lives to making Cenk and Anna's lives harder. And I applaud them. Everybody's got their wheelhouse. Everybody's got their lane. Just saying, Vanguard, do an Epstein video. God damn it. All right, anyways. All right, I'm going to stop crying and complaining. I'll stop crying and complaining about woe is me. All right. So one of the things that's really important right now, obviously, is where we are in the holiday season. We are heading towards Thanksgiving. And Donald Trump, of course, is cutting people's SNAP. He's and to be 100%, he is cutting people's SNAP because he has the choice. There is a government program that already exists that pays out when things like this happen. And Donald Trump is choosing not to utilize that program. In fact, he is appealing to the Supreme Court to ask him if he could not at all participate in giving people their SNAP benefits. Now, that is one part of a very complicated equation, right? So we have all of these people that are unemployed because of the federal government shutdown. We have all of these people that aren't going to receive their SNAP benefits because of the government shutdown and because of Donald Trump. And then also what we have is we have elevated pricing in grocery. And this has been happening for a very long time. And as I've said many times before, if Donald Trump wanted to be a smart person, he could literally use the excuses that are available to him about global supply chains, climate change. Obviously, he's never going to use climate change, even though it 100% exists and is causing shortages. It's causing price increases. He could be talking about the avian flu, but he doesn't want to talk about that. So all of these things are happening, and grocery prices are going up, and we're actually getting to a point now where even Fox News has to admit it, right? Even Fox News is like, okay, fine, let's talk about it. So I want to play this clip for you. It's from the Bradley and Tyler Cohen show, and we have a couple other clips to follow this. But this is Fox News openly admitting that prices are going up in the United States. That they're skyrocketing under Trump.
Prices are up in the United States for coffee. It's up almost 20%. Utility up 11.7%. And then electricity is up 5.1%, and vehicle repair, if you need your car fixed, it's up 11.5%.
Okay, and so
prices are up in the United States for coffee. It's up almost 20%.
Okay, so when we talk about these things, we're talking about tariffs. So when Donald Trump says, no, Americans are not paying for tariffs, he is a goddamn liar. Vehicle repair. Parts come from Canada. There are many parts that are imported. We've said this before. Tariffs can be helpful when they are focused and they are short term. Tariffs are not innately a bad thing. Only when they are misused are they bad, right? Like specifically the auto industry. If you wanted to bring back the auto industry to America, what you do is you create the infrastructure for it, the foundation, build the buildings, get the people trained, open new facilities, entice back these people with tax subsidies, stuff like that, right? But what you don't do is just willy-nilly put tariffs on people because you woke up and your diaper was full and you're pissed off, right? Like your fucking cankles hurt, the edema setting in, your diaper's full, and someone said something mean about you in China. So you put a huge tariff on those people. When you look at coffee, he literally put a tariff on Brazil because he was mad about his buddy Bolsonaro being put on trial and now being found guilty, by the way. Coffee is going up. We do not produce coffee in America. By the way, he had created stipulations that things that aren't grown in America actually don't get tariffed, and then tariffed coffee. Like bananas shouldn't be tariffed. Coffee shouldn't be tariffed. You don't tariff things that you can't grow in America. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's literally just driving up the price for no reason, just because you're ass mad. So next, here is Trump getting called out because he had said that Walmart had reduced the pricing on its Thanksgiving meal by 25%, and then he got called out because what actually happened is Walmart reduced the amount of items in its Thanksgiving meal from 29 items to 22 items, and then also replaced brand name items with great value items, and that's why the price went down. That's called shrinkflation, and it's happening all across the country, and it's what corporations do to you because they know that most consumers are too stupid to realize that they're paying the same amount of money for less product. There's a whole Reddit on shrinkflation. You guys should check that out. So here's him getting asked about it by a reporter and melting down.
And since you brought up the Walmart Thanksgiving meal, and it is cheaper, but it also contains less. As a board of
Well, I haven't heard that. You're telling me. Who are you with? Who are you with?
I'm with NBC News, sir.
Fake news. NBC. You're fake news. What a NBC's gone down the tubes along with most of the rest of them.
So that's his answer. When confronted with a fact, a provable fact, what does he say? Fake news. And what does his supporters do? They go, hey, he owned her. He owned her. Why?
I love the poorly educated.
Because he loves the poorly educated, okay? This guy is no fucking genius.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Yeah. He's not a fucking genius. He doesn't understand business. Prices have been going up. Anybody with eyeballs on the front of their face can look at CPI, can go to the Fred and look at CPI, can go and look at PPI to see that distributors, that vendors, that producers, that their prices are going up as well, which is going to lead to people making less money, or I'm sorry, people having to charge higher prices because they want to make the same amount of profit because they have shareholders that care about this. So this is his response then to tariffs causing the fucking problem we're in. And this is from the David Pakman show right here. So this is literally going to be his response to them saying tariffs are driving up prices. How do you feel about that?
You're happy with what you came out of it.
If I didn't have tariffs, we would right now, the entire world would be in a depression. Because, that wasn't a threat against us. That was a threat against the entire world. I did this for the world.
You're saying you're happy with.
This is the level of stupidity that we're dealing with in this country.
I love the poorly educated.
The entire world would be in a depression. The entire world would be in a depression if it wasn't for Donald Trump's tariffs. If the entire world goes into a depression, it would be because of Donald Trump's protectionism and tariffs. That's what caused the Great Depression, was American protectionism, conservatives, and tariffs. That's literally the magic formula for that shit. Anyways, I thought I'd show you guys that. Let's see. It's stinky $2 for the price of $5. So they only have $1 instead of 30, and yeah, it costs 30 times the amount. So what? Tia, did you see my post on Thanksgiving with Winnie the Pooh? I don't know who JP is, Tia, but AG AG did not see your Winnie the Pooh post. I'm sorry. I don't know where you guys are talking about. I'm gonna have to you're gonna have to point me in the correct direction. It's not Thanksgiving. It's not time. It's not time for Thanksgiving posts. It's like 4 weeks away. Don't make me think about Thanksgiving right now. Jesus Christ. I work in the grocery industry. I have PTSD when it comes to holidays. Tia, that is not very nice of you. Don't make me think about Thanksgiving yet. All right. So, being that we were talking about Trump and his supporters not understanding anything that people are saying when it comes to SNAP benefits or the government shutdown or tariffs or pretty much anything to do with the government or anything that can't be explained in 3 short grunts. Either way, we have somebody that has decided to try to explain it to him. And I'm here for that. You know what? I get it. I get it. You want to make the attempt, and I am here to see if you personally have the ability to reach Trump supporters and help educate them to how badly this country is being run right now. And if there's anybody that could do it, just so you guys know, it's going to be Black Boot Official. We haven't watched a Black Boot Official video in a long time. I think I only watched the one, to be honest. I still have that quote in my head. At levels we have never seen before. The original Black Boot video that I watched was hilarious. So this is Black Boot Officials explaining the government shutdown so that anyone can understand it. We'll see about that.
Hey, Team Taco, you fake-ass patriots, Trump supporters, are y'all still confused up about why the government shut down? Oh, you think you know why, huh? Well, it's the Democrats. The Democrats, right? The Democrats, that's the reason why the government shut down, even though the Democrats don't control any branch of government. Definitely the Democrats, though.
I don't think that that's working. To be honest with you, I think that one actually isn't working. That one, to be 100 with you, I think even the Republicans are like, well, that's weird. I thought we had all the control. Brenda, I thought we were in power. Are we not in power, Brenda? Because, I thought, didn't we have a red wave? I thought we got, a mandate. I thought they said that they voted so many people in because conservatives had a mandate. Can you have a mandate if you didn't get all the power? What's a mandate?
That's because the Fox Fake News lies to you all the time. Do you know that? They got sued for $1 billion for lying to you. Dang near it, But you keep going back to that news.
$787 million.
Just drinking out the toilet bowl of news all the time, No, they're lying to you. Let me tell you exactly what happened here, okay? It's real easy to understand. Back in March, there was a continuing resolution. That's just a bill to temporarily keep the government open, keep the government money funded, keep everything flowing there. Temporary. Like
$1 trillion for the military. Very important, guys. Got to keep giving trillions of dollars to the military because feeding poor people or helping the homeless or any of those things, not really that important. $1 trillion going to the military is the most important thing that America can do with this money. And if you don't like that, well, you're way too smart to be in this country. Have I gotten your emails? I don't know. I have multiple emails. I haven't looked. I don't always look at. I don't have time for everything. I will eventually look at my emails. But if there's a specific email that you sent to me, my friend, I cannot tell you that I have seen that specific email with Winnie the Pooh. If there's an email that involves Winnie the Pooh, my friend, and a Thanksgiving turkey, because that's what I'm picturing it as being, okay? I have not currently seen it, but I'm also really bad at. I'm not good at communicating, guys. I know you guys might think because I sit on a stream and talk to people that in some way, shape, or form, I'm good at communicating. That is a lie. That's why we're watching Black Boot Official try to talk to people about this because I'm not a good communicator.
Sometimes it's a month. It could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. It's whatever they decide on there. It's just a temporary thing to keep the government open. Well, they did this one for 6 months is what they did. It was based on previous funding levels. Well, what they went and did then is they went and had this one big beautiful bill thing done. And the Democrats said, hey, wait a minute, look, we don't want to take $1 trillion, $1.5 trillion and take it away from all the poor people in order to pay for tax cuts for the rich while you're raising the national debt by 4.
Well, that sounds crazy. Aren't we supposed to give our money to the billionaires though? I mean, how is Elon Musk going to survive through this holiday if he doesn't get his $1 trillion package? I mean, as an American, I thought it was my job to just bend over and let billionaires shove their entire fist up my anus. Like, isn't that what we're supposed to? I thought that, didn't we sign a contract for that? I thought like my parents maybe signed a contract for that, like before I was born or something. I don't remember myself doing it. Maybe I did it when I was drunk.
$4.5 trillion. We don't agree to doing that. But what we'd like to do.
A mandate is when two men go out for romantic time. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you. You put a link in my comments? Okay. See, I don't know. Send me another email.
There, Republicans.
Sorry, I'm not a good communicator. Later,
we'd
Mitchell.
like to actually, maybe tax the rich just a little bit more and then extend some of these programs so that we can help more people, kind of build the middle class up, because y'all been killing it for 40 years. We kind of like to get back in there and kind of give them a little boost, a little hand up, and the Republicans said, hell, no way. What we want to do is we want to take this $1.5 trillion away from the poorest people, give it to our billionaire buddies is what we want to do there. So if you don't want to be on board with this one big beautiful bill, what we're going to do, pass it with this method called reconciliation there. Well, we're not even required to even talk to you about it. There is no debate. Yep. There's no nothing. There's no negotiation. We're just going to force this thing through, take $1.5 trillion away from the poor people and give it to the billionaire buddies of ours is what we want to do there. So that's what they did. They went and passed their one big beautiful bill and gutted all the social safety net programs and all. Took it away from you, Team Taco, is what they did. And
because why would you want health care? And it's not like poor white people all over the world or all over the country have diabetes and suffering from obesity, right? I mean, what conservative could possibly need universal single-payer health care in their life? I mean, you would get that. That'd be true. And, like, when your wife got cancer from all the cigarettes she smokes in the trailer, like, she would get health care. But, like, then what would the billionaires do, though? Like, I mean, Christmas is coming up and like maybe their wife wants a yacht, bro. Like, I mean, can you imagine how bad you would feel if your wife who has lung cancer that's dying that you have been with for 30 years of your life, if she got her lung transplant she needed or the healthcare that she needed, whatever you do with lung cancer, but at the expense of some billionaire's wife not getting her yacht? I mean, think about that for a minute. Like, that's a really bad Christmas for that lady, okay?
They did that. Well, and the Democrats said, well, but wait a minute, this.
Wait, are you talking to V about emails? Are you even talking to me, Tia?
This continuing resolution we voted for is coming back up in September. We got to renew this thing. They said, don't worry about a thing. Don't worry about a thing. Well, because when that resolution comes up, we're going to give you time to negotiate with us. You got 6 months. We're going to negotiate with you before we force you to sign that next continuing resolution to temporarily keep the government open again. That temporary budget there. We're going to.
Yeah. And what are they going to do? They're just going to keep doing that over and over again. Like, this is one thing I have to say. I've given the Democrats so much shit for being feckless, for being cowards, for not standing up for the people that voted for them. And they're finally doing it. Because really what Democrats normally would do in this situation is they would buckle and they would say, Trump's going to negotiate with us. We believe in him. We believe in good faith because if we get into office, we don't want them to treat us the same way we're treating them right now. And, you get rid of the filibuster and the next thing you know, they're going to do something just like that. If you put more Supreme Court justices on the Supreme Court, then they're gonna do the same thing, and we've got to be the adults in the room. We got to be the role models. We got to lead by example. And finally, the Democrats are actually standing up and being like, "No, dude, I'm not falling for this shit." if we give in right now and we lift this government shutdown, you're not going to swear in the rep from Arizona. You're just going to find some other excuse not to swear in. You're not going to negotiate with us on subsidies for healthcare. And if you have the chance, you're going to kick all these people off SNAP anyways. So it's actually, like, for the first time, I do feel really good about what Democrats are doing right now. And I'm probably going to regret that very soon when Schumer does something stupid.
We're going to give you time to negotiate with us. And guess what they did? They didn't negotiate. No, the Republicans didn't negotiate. They refused to even talk to Democrats about negotiating at all. Well, then it's time to go to pass this continuing resolution again. Now, they could just pass the full budget. They could do that. Yeah, an appropriations bill. They could use an appropriations bill and pass budgets the right way. You know, they won't do that. See, Republicans never do that. They like these temporary stopgap bills, because what it allows them to do is hold the American people hostage anytime they want to get their way. They can just hold the American people hostage, threaten to shut the government down, blame the Democrats for it. That's why they pass them all the time. Well, see, this particular continuing resolution, they want it to last a full year is what they want to do. Well, then why don't you just pass the whole budget there, Republicans? Why don't you just do it the right way since you want it to be a year long? Well, because here's the way it works. With this continuing resolution, what it does, because of the way that it is, it essentially takes the power of the purse away from Congress, gives all that power to the executive. That'd be Donald F. and Trump, that big orange bloated sift.
Yep. Unilateral, executive, authoritarian, dictator, fascist president that he is. He just wants the power. He wants unilateral power. He doesn't want to have to ask other people. That's why he's doing what he's doing with the strikes in Venezuela. It's why he's doing what he's doing with tariffs. Everything that he's doing so far is light dictatorship. And the only reason he's not doing full fucking dictatorship is because the framework of America's foundation, the Constitution, the judicial system seems to be holding up to the stress test. But that's not going to last long if Trump gets his way, and if these fucking cowards in Congress step aside and allow Trump to take the reins uninhibited, then we will not be successfully making our way through this stress test. Like, the Supreme Court needs to hold up the fact that taxes come from Congress and that Donald fucking Trump doesn't get to circumvent them to put tariffs on people, because tariffs are taxes on Americans. The Supreme Court needs to look at the fact that Trump is bombing boats indiscriminately with absolutely no evidence, with no follow-up, with no supervision, and without the authorization of Congress for acts of war. And he should be stopped. All of those things, if Trump gets his way with the CR, with the other things in Congress that he wants passed, he will be able to do whatever he wants, and he will go full dictator. The only thing that is keeping him from being a full-on dictator right now is, as V Medio is just saying, being out in the streets. You know, being out in the streets, very important. Protesting, showing people that there are people that believe the same things as you, that like-minded people that will stand with you and will support you. That's important. But the other side of it is our Congress, our representatives, our judicial system holding steady and doing things like that judge in Portland did, saying you are not going to ever be allowed to send the National Guard in for these reasons that you are currently stating. The one in, Rhode Island that said, no, you need to pay these SNAP benefits. 100% pay the fucking benefits. This is very important. And the Supreme Court needs to fucking hold that line, or we will be in a dictatorship. And the left-wing people, Democrats, center-left, progressive, whatever, that are in Congress right now also need to hold that line. And I know it's hard. I know it's difficult, because you know that people that are on the left are also suffering from the problems with SNAP. There are left-wing individuals that work in the government that do not have jobs right now. But if you do not hold the line, it's going to be a whole lot fucking worse than getting your SNAP benefits cut off for a couple months, or losing your pay for a couple months that you're going to get furloughed on, right? Or back paid on. You have to hold the line.
Up Adderall-riddled idiot, you know. And then what he gets to do is go to the Office of Budget and Management there or
Setting
Office
skills.
of Management and Budget to Russell Vogt, architect of Project 2025 there that runs that office, and just hand that all over to him and say, feel free to cut anything you want to for a whole year. You can do that anytime you want to, because we don't need Congress anymore, because we've got a year-long continuing resolution. What happened? Well, the Democrats are saying, well, wait a minute, we don't want to do that. For one, we don't want to take $1 trillion away from the American people and give it to billionaires. And for two, we don't want to hand the power of the purse over to the executive branch. We want to keep it right here in Congress where it belongs. And the Republicans said, you can go F yourselves on both instances, okay? For one, we are definitely going to take this trillions of dollars and give it to our rich buddies. And for two, we are definitely going to let the executive branch control the power of the purse, because we don't plan on doing anything anyway. And you can tell by the way that it is, because we've only worked 20 days over the last 4 months.
Yep, they intentionally took a vacation to stop the Epstein files from being released. Literally, we're on the cusp of forcing Trump and Congress to have to vote on this, right? Trump to sign, the Congress to have to vote on this, and conservatives left on their summer break in the hopes that people would forget about the Epstein files. That's how much of dishonesty, how much cowardice, how bad these people are. Is they hoped that over their summer break that people would stop thinking about the fact that elite, high-level figures, not only in our government, but other people's governments as well, are abusing children. Like, just stop forgetting it. Like, yeah, we got other shit to think about. Football's on now. Yeah, nothing to worry about. It's just football. Just football now. Football. No, not happening. We're still talking about this shit. And I'm watching football. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Well, the Democrats then say, well, okay, well, since we can't do this, since we're not on board with extorting the American people to give billionaires more money, well, can we at least pass a piece of legislation that keeps the people fed during this shutdown? And the Republicans said, you know what? You can go F yourself on that one too. See, because we need to have the threat of starvation over 16 million children.
Yeah, crazy.
In order to try to blame this on you. So no, we're not going to vote for that either. We're not going to feed people, because if we do that, well, then we can't blame you for starving people.
Yep. Cruelty is the point. Is Trump wants to punish people for not letting him get his way. Trump wants to punish everyone, Republican and Democrat, for not letting him get his way. So he doesn't care if Republicans are on snap. He wants to punish them too. He wants to punish people by shutting down airlines and flights. He wants you to suffer any time that you push back at anything that he does, because the cruelty is the point. It's like an abusive parent. They are hitting that child with the intent to cause fear, so that way that child does not do the thing they do not like. He is an abusive parent. He wants to hurt you, because if he hurts you, he knows that you'll stop doing the things that he doesn't like, because the only thing he cares about is that he does get to do the things that he wants to do, and he doesn't give a fuck if your life is bad. In fact, for him, it's better if it is, because then you have to be concerned about that and not concerned about how he's fucking you.
So they don't want to do that. Well, then Donald F. and Trump gets 3 court orders that says, wait a minute, you've got emergency contingency funds right there sitting there in an account right now, just for instances like this. So you must feed the American people that need that food. And Donald F. and Trump said, you can go F yourself. We're not feeding the American people, but I will have me some big old parties down at the Mar-a-Lardo's and flaunt our wealth in front of everybody while we're starving people. We'll do that, but we damn sure ain't going to feed 16 million children. We're not going to do that because, well, we want to blame Democrats for starving people, even though we're the ones doing it. All right? That's where we're at right now. Donald F. and Trump is in defiance of 3 separate court orders Okay? He don't want to feed you or your kids out there in rural America, so don't pretend like you ain't on the food stamps because you are, right? So anyway, it's not a Democrat shutdown. In fact, Donald F. and Trump, being the super genius that he is, just goes out in public and says, you know what, Republicans, we've got this filibuster thing. You can just lift the filibuster and pass it with a simple majority. And the Republicans said, oh, hold on. You don't know how government works there, Mr. President. That's because you're a failed businessman and a con man. That ain't the way government works, see, because if you don't understand what's going to happen here, there, you big orange idiot, is if we lift the filibuster, well, they're going to vote us out here next year. We're not going to have the majority. You know why we know that?
Yep. In 2026, during the midterms, it is in the end of Republican rule if they lift that filibuster. If they get rid of that filibuster in 2027, when all of those Democrats take office, after all of these Republicans get voted out, you will have a one-party system. And I don't think that that's a great thing, to be honest with you. I think that, like, you need push and pull, you need checks and balances, you need boundaries and guardrails. So I'm not even here to say that just strictly the way America should be ran is just by one party, right? Like, I'm not with that. But if you lift that filibuster, if you open that Pandora's box, then you get whatever you deserve. And when those Democrats get in office and it becomes one party rule because you made that mistake, that's the bed that you made. That's the bed that you made.
Because we just took $1.5 trillion away from them and gave it to rich people. So if we lift that filibuster, well, then when they come back in, they're just going to erase everything we did and enact their agenda because they won't have the filibuster to deal with either there. See, that's how it works. So they don't want to do that. But they could, if they really wanted to pass their own resolution, they could just pass it by lifting the filibuster. So therefore, there's multiple instances on why the Republicans are to blame for this. They lied to the Democrats. The whole thing was a con job. They're trying to take money from poor people, give it to billionaires. Democrats are trying to stick up for everybody else while they get you to blame them. All of it's about Republicans. It's their bill. They own all of the government right now. They can lift the filibuster if they want to and pass it on a simple majority, and they refuse to do all of it. Negotiating is part of running the government, and if you're not willing to negotiate, well, that's why we're at right where we're at right now, okay? It ain't nothing to do with Democrats. They're doing their job. It's Republicans that are not. And again, you can tell by the way that it is because Mike Johnson won't bring that Congress back in there, will he? No.
Yep.
And he don't plan to do that until after December 2nd when that special election's held in Tennessee up there, hoping that dude wins up there so that he can be the vote that counters the vote from that woman from Arizona that he refuses to swear in, so that they don't have that vote to release the Epstein files. See, that's what he's waiting on. He's wanting to keep Congress out of session until at least December, hoping to win that Tennessee seat right there, so that they've got enough votes to block the Epstein files release. So everything.
Good call. I didn't think about that. That's actually a really good call on his part.
You're seeing there, Team Taco, has been a lie to you. You've been being lied to left and right. The only people that are trying to stick up for this country and protect this country, including its democracy, are Democrats, while Republicans are actively trying to destroy everything, and that includes what little bit of wealth and health you have left. Okay? I hope that clears some things up for you. Inmate Trump.
Here, let's make sure that we put Black Boots channel in the chat, because you guys should definitely be subscribed to Black Boot Official. That's my dude right there. That's good. That was good. He did a great job, and that's why I like watching other people, because I can say this shit until I'm blue in the face, and you guys have heard me say it a million times, and it's good to hear other people say it in a different way. So I really appreciate Black Boot Official and also him talking about the potential of that Tennessee guy getting in to counter the rep from Arizona's vote. Like that, I didn't think about that. So that's actually a really good call on his part. That I didn't think about that. Good call, Black Boot Official. All right. We got maybe one or two videos, and then we will be calling it a night. We got a couple more things to go over here, I think. How do people do like 8 hours or 10 hours? You sent me a picture on my Instagram. Tia, I'm just going to be 100% with you. I don't ever look at any of my social media. I don't ever look at my email. I'm trying to tell you, I am a terrible communicator. You can ask my wife. She will tell you. I don't look at my phone. I never look at my phone. I hate my phone. I think people look at their phone way too much. But I will, just for you, I will look at it. But I cannot guarantee a response. I don't like phones. I fucking hate phones. And I am on my computer quite a bit. But when I'm on my computer, I'm not thinking about work. I'm trying to do stuff. I'm trying to have fun. I know everybody thinks that, and I'm sure actually you guys are probably right. Most content creators probably spend all of their time doing YouTube stuff and being like super involved in all this stuff. I work all day long in a very high stress job. And when I get done working at my high stress job all day long, I then come home and spend time with my family. And then I stream or I edit or I try to make sure to stay up on all the news. That way I'm like pretty well educated as to the things that I talk about. But a lot of the stuff that I learn about politics and like reading articles or seeing videos and stuff, I actually do on here with you guys. Later, Jeannie. Appreciate you, Jeannie. Yeah, I don't look at my I look at my comments, but I literally just look at my comments long enough to make sure that I send you guys some love and appreciation. But I really don't have any time for all the extra stuff that other content creators do because I have 2 children and a wife and a full-time job because this doesn't actually pay me any money. But I will look at it and I will see if I have the ability. I will send you a response of some sort, but no guarantees because if I ever make promises for that shit, I will let you guys down so hard. I don't look at my phone. I don't like looking at my phone. I hate looking at my phone. All right. So one other guy. So Black Boot Official, super dope, right? And then there's one other guy I wanted you guys to see is another guy that does a lot of political stuff, but he's an MMA guy, and his name is Luke Thomas. And he was actually featured, I think, in a Jordan Klepper video recently, and Jordan Klepper interviewed him about MMA becoming super right-wing and conservative and how MAGA kind of invaded the whole UFC thing. And I really like Luke Thomas. I think that he's a really smart guy. And I also, being a person that grew up watching boxing and MMA and participating in, combat sports, I like to see guys like this because it is a very lonely world, to be a left-wing person that enjoys, combat sports and stuff like that because it has become insanely conservative. So I wanted you guys to check out this video. It's from Luke Thomas. Luke Thomas Gets Political, and he actually covers quite a few different things in this video. It's not a super long video, and then we'll watch our funny video, and then we're probably going to call it a night. But I want you guys to check him out. Luke Thomas Gets Political, and this video is Why Trump's Movement is Collapsing. Luke Thomas Gets Political. It's dark humor. Okay, I will definitely look at it if it's dark humor. Tia. Well, thank you, V Media. I appreciate that. We want to make a difference. We want to make a difference. That's the point. For Trump, the cruelty is the point. For me, and I believe for the majority of the people that follow me, it's making a difference for everybody in this country and hopefully making things better and creating positive change. That is the point. So as long as we're making efforts in that area, I'm pretty happy. I'm not here to make money. I don't make any money really off of this stuff, but the little bit I do, I really do appreciate all the people that super chat and that join and give me subscriber money through memberships. I appreciate all you guys because it does make it easier. But at the end of the day, the goal is to create a world that my children can grow up in and feel safe and feel appreciated and by proxy. Or, as a side effect, everybody else gets the benefit as well. Like, society being better as a whole is good for everybody. You having a good life makes my life better. And I think that's really important. And I hope that that's what we accomplish.
Tuesday's results seem like the beginning of the end for the MAGA era. Assuming things are free and fair in 26 and beyond, can't outrun reality. Their record is fucking abysmal. Like, who looks at what they've done the last 9 months and thinks like this is making anything better? You're murdering people that we don't even know who the fuck they are. And in certain cases, we do know because the ones who survived have been fishermen from Trinidad and Tobago in the fucking Caribbean using, these are just extrajudicial killings, just flat out. And part of it is they're just trying to bait Venezuela into a fucking war so we can
take their oil. He's about to say it, so we can take their oil. Oh my God, is that not the truth though? Is that not the truth, that we are literally trying to get Venezuela to fight with us so that way we can take their oil? We need a oil.
Take their oil. Like, you're doing all of this. Meanwhile, you're sending ice-masked thugs to tear communities apart. And dude, if I'm telling you, if you know anybody who knows Latinos, they know people who are being affected and families ripped apart. I got a text last night.
What was it? We did that video on Mick Foley, the wrestler from WWE, the Mankind, I think his other name is Cactus Jack and Dude Love. You know, Hall of Fame WWE wrestler. Obviously, I believe he said he got inducted into the Hall of Fame same year as Trump and met him that year, and he tried to make this video to like appeal to Donald Trump to stop deporting people. And he was saying that he knows another wrestler that went home to find out that his mother-in-law had been deported. Like, this is why this is so insane, is because he's literally destroying his own base while he's doing this. This is how little Donald Trump cares. He does not give a shit about you. He doesn't care if he hurts you. And as long as he gets what he wants out of this, that's all that matters.
That from one of my good friends who also lives in the city. His kid's best friend's dad
Jesus is a good
got
guy.
picked up, and he was all involved in their school and blah, blah, blah. Not a criminal, no criminal record whatsoever. And we're tearing communities apart. So now think about those kids' lives. Who's going to pay for them to go to college? Are they going to be able to are they going to be able to like invest in their future here? Are they going to have to go somewhere else here? They've been here their whole lives. I think the kids are American citizens. The point I'm trying to make is I've made this point to you about like why it's immoral to do what they're doing. You can make a choice on immigration. You have a choice to make. You can either live in a dilapidated, fucked up, ruinous ethno-state, or you can live in a place of economic prosperity, but you don't get to do anything else. These are the choices. Either you recognize that these people are, again, there's many other reasons beyond the economic contribution about why you want them here.
Yep.
But just on that level alone, it is mathematically fucking impossible in the future to pay for government programs, necessary third rail ones, without them. And when you start ripping them out of communities, you're ripping out buyers, you're ripping out people who would, in a place that leads to this book by Zeke Hernandez, The Truth About Immigration. And one of the most important contributions that they make, including for generational levels, is the amount of investment that they procure. He talks about there were German settlers in the early 1800s or early 19th century in parts of Pennsylvania. In fact, you might even seen like there's like, some German speaking, I think Amish up there as well. But there were German immigrants, and they had settled in these places in Germany. And if you actually look at it, what's one of the places that German companies from Germany invest in terms of jobs that they have here or other products that they sell to the American population? They run heavily through those same communities that settled there. It's the same thing when South Koreans come. Where do you think that South Korean businesses end up channeling the money that they invest? It's to places that they have these localized, Americanized communities.
Yeah, and that's like one of those things that when people talk about anything to do with immigration, they generally have a really basic bitch understanding of what immigration is and how it improves their lifestyle, right? Like, anytime that you get into a discussion with somebody, they're going to almost always say, you guys just want open borders. And there's nobody that I know personally that wants completely open borders. That doesn't make sense. I know people that say there's no such thing as an illegal person. I know people that say that they think that immigration should be more open, but no one that's ever been like, no, we're not going to put anybody on the border. We're just going to let whoever wants to come into the country. Obviously, that doesn't make sense. The real argument to be made is that immigration and our system is broken and that many people come into our country and are taken advantage of by corporations, taken advantage of by farmers, and even the systems that we have, like H-1B and what is the other one, G-1A? I can't remember what the other one is. Maybe it's just H-1A. Even those systems are really poorly created, and they're taken advantage of by corporations to hold people hostage in pretty much indentured slave positions. So when we talk about wanting immigration to be better, what we want to do is we want to create a pretty clear and precise path for people that are coming from these other countries to find their way into this country and be a productive part of this country. So like I said, one of my employees just recently went to Japan, and she was talking about how she wants to live there and how she didn't want to come back. And she said one of the things that she'd have to do is she'd have to take classes to learn Japanese, because you cannot immigrate. It's actually really hard to immigrate to Japan. And she was talking about how she wouldn't be able to get a job, and she wouldn't be able to move there unless she was going there for educational purposes, and she'd have to learn language. And she's a very left-leaning individual, just like me. And I said, here's one of those places where I think people misunderstand how you're supposed to talk about immigration. And that is, the right would say, you don't care that these people come in here speaking that language, and they don't even want to learn English. I understand the necessity of people learning the language where they live, because it helps with integration. It helps with social situations. It helps with economic situations, as it opens up job opportunities. The problem is that you have a person that's coming from a whole nother country, perhaps running from trafficking, running from abuse, running from, potentially just like really horrible economic situations or climate situations. And then when they get here, they have to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week because they're being taken advantage of by, farm owners or by corporations, and they don't have the time or the money to start learning a second language, right? Or third language, because some of these people already have two languages. So what we need to do is we need to have systems in place for people when they show up at the border, and then we need to create social systems that help them find jobs, that help them learn the language, that help them find housing. And yes, I know all of those things I just said, just like a Republican will lose their fucking shit. What about Americans? Americans first. Yeah, the Americans also should have those things. Yes. We pay taxes. And those taxes should be used in a manner that is appropriate to the best possible happiness for the citizenry. So when we talk about waste, fraud, and corruption, when you talk about Doge, I said this when we were talking about it originally. If they weren't full of shit, I would 100% support going through our government and looking to see if there is waste, fraud, and corruption that can be excised from the government. The problem is that we know that the people that were claiming that they're looking for waste, fraud, and corruption were not looking for waste, fraud, and corruption. They were just willy-nilly fucking destroying shit. They were walking through doing what every entrepreneur calls move fast and break stuff, because they believe if they do those things, then they can just move on with a whole new system, which they think will be better, but they don't know. What we actually need is more transparency with our government, where our money goes. We need to know what my tax dollars are paying for. And to be honest with you, we should probably have some say as to which programs get our money. So if you're conservative and you don't believe in immigrants getting money, then possibly you can put it towards something else. But more importantly than anything else is that society does not run off of fear, anger, and hatred. Society, progressive society, societies that get better, run off of hope and efficiency. And that is what we really need to be doing, is we need to be getting these people into our country using the means that we have created, that these billionaires are fucking hoarding. And we need to take that And we need to help these people become better, more productive parts of society so they love living here, they like being part of it, and they don't want to lose it. Because you don't punish bad behaviors out of people. You reward them out of them. You do not convince somebody that has nothing to lose, that what they're doing is wrong by punishing them, by taking away something that they don't have. You have to get them to a point where they have things that they could lose, that they don't want to lose, and reward them for all the good things that they do. That's how you get good immigration.
You rip all that shit out. What the fuck do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, we should all
economic
learn multiple languages.
Problems that go down the line
Don,
are
speaking of
extraordinary.
Mexico, what's
less
happening?
money in the tax base, less money on the consumer side, less money on the investment side. This makes things shitty. It makes things work badly. They're here because of predominantly labor shortages.
Yep.
I have been saying this whole fucking time. This debate over immigration is absolutely divorced from the fucking facts.
Yep.
Because once you actually look at what the facts are, the proven facts, and then you look at the debate, you're like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Well, they commit crimes more than natives. No, the fuck.
No, they don't. 45% more. And the only place that we have information for that is from Texas. Texas is the one place that still studies whether or not immigrants cause more crime than American citizens do. And American citizens commit crimes at twice the rate because it just makes fucking sense. Because once again, if you have something that you don't want to lose, i.e. an immigrant being in a country that isn't their own country and being able to live here and be able to support their family, whether or not they're sending money back to their country or not, that's something that they don't want to lose. So they are better citizens because they don't want to commit crimes because they don't want to potentially be removed from the country. That just fucking makes sense.
They don't. Not even illegal immigrants. All of them commit at rates less than American citizens. All of them. And you're tearing out parts of these community fabric. You're tearing out parts of the economic engine. You're tearing out parts of the community roots. So he's doing all of that.
Yeah. Would you like me to say the word, AJ? You mean socialism? What is the name of this idea that I am using? Yeah, socialism, right? I mean, it's socialistic politics is what already exists. Republicans love socialism. They just don't know that. They literally, I told you the guys the other day, I saw that meme of that old white man in a MAGA hat that he had posted on his Twitter account where he was like, why are we paying for foreign wars? We should have free health care. And I was like, we're about to touch tips. You're about to become a MAGA Republican socialist. Oh, like, they don't know. They literally fucking, it's so weird. It really is. It's such a fucking mind-bending reality to live in. We should take care of Americans first. Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. Like, we should definitely do that. And then, if you want to like have like some type of priority scale, like homeless people, veterans, Americans, whatever, we can do all that. We have the means as the wealthiest country in the world to take care of Americans and also helping the rest of the world, because helping the rest of the world helps Americans. USAID. When we have the next global fucking pandemic, it's going to be our fault. It's going to be our fault. Because we have cut off all of our business partners. If this isn't happening right now because the rest of the world is actually just turning away from us and leaving us by ourselves. If we were to impoverish the rest of the globe and yet we stayed wealthy, when a pandemic hit that we weren't ready for, that we don't have global cooperation for, we would fucking die and it would be our fault. Yes, it's socialism.
Then you got these tariffs, which are causing localized depressions in places like Nebraska and Iowa, to say nothing of now the war on renewable resources, which is doubling Iowa's problem. By the way, ginning up emergencies to send troops into places like my city and Chicago and LA, and God only knows what else is going to happen. by faking emergencies. To claim tariff powers, he had to fake emergency powers for that. Supreme Court looks like it's going to put an end to that fucking bullshit. Groceries are...
Do you guys like Luke? I like Luke. I really like Luke. And this is what I'm saying. People oftentimes come through this channel. They see me. They think I'm MAGA. I've had literal comments on my videos that say things like, yo, dude, like, sorry, but, like, I never listened to your content before because I thought you were MAGA. Like, give people a chance, man. Like, Luke is an MMA dude, and I know that MMA has become this, like, conservative, like, talking point. Like, being a MMA guy means that you're a thug, a bonehead, you're a conservative, you're MAGA because Dana White is MAGA. Not everybody is. So if you guys like Luke, make sure to go
cheaper. Electricity is skyrocketing. Why? What is the record of fucking achievement here? They've done a terrible job. Dude, all this fucking guy had to do was take office. Inflation wasn't great.
2.4.
Certainly. But it was slowly moderating down.
Actually, I disagree with him there. 2.4. The goal for the Fed is 2%. 2% is generally where we want to be on core inflation, right? Where he would be correct about that is that in CPI, so Consumer Price Index, right? When we talk about energy, when we talk about rent, and if you're talking about core CPI, that's generally minus rent and housing and energy. So I'm talking about just straight up CPI, which has housing, energy, grocery prices, all of those things. Though they were down from peak levels during COVID, those were still elevated. CPI, which is the indicator for how tough life is for average everyday people, was still bad, but inflation, core inflation overall, was actually at 2.4% and declining. If Trump would have continued to do what Biden had been doing during that time, let Jerome Powell do whatever he was doing during that time, I would imagine that by now we would have achieved the 2% goal, and instead we're back to 3%. So there you go.
All he had to do was go golfing and let shit settle to get a little bit better each time, make incremental gains. And dude, they would govern for the rest of my natural lifetime. But no, that's not what...
yeah, mountain bike fan, when you say that AI causing electricity rates to go up, that's the data centers thing. So I want to watch this movie. I think it's called Eddington. And apparently it was created either during COVID or after COVID. And it's a movie kind of about how different types of people dealt with COVID. And it's actually like a drama. It's a real movie. It's not a documentary. And one of the parts in the movie that they cover, one of the biggest parts of the movie, is the rise of data centers in these small towns. So if you live in a small town right now and there's enough open land and you can get behind closed doors with the council and bribe them, these big places like Amazon and Meta and Elon's company, SpaceX, all of these people are putting up these huge fucking data centers that are making people's lives so much worse. This is like when mines were opened in communities and polluted the drinking water through like hydraulic mining and stuff like that. Now you have the same thing going on with data centers, and you have these data centers that are super fucking loud, and people are living around them, and they feel like, they feel sick because it's constantly, they hear this humming sound. And important to like everybody else that isn't living in these communities, these data centers are massive, massive uses of electricity and water, and that's driving our utility bills up. So yeah, 100% mountain bike. I'm sure it's a good video. I'll check it out.
They did. He put Stephen fucking Miller in charge, who wants an...
I swear to God, some of these states you should have a visa to go and visit. They're just crazy down there. Like Mississippi, like you need a passport to go to Mississippi, Tia.
It's not what they would govern for the rest of my natural lifetime. But no, that's not what they did. He put Stephen fucking Miller in charge, who wants an ethno-state and is willing to ruin the country to get there, to say nothing of illegally tearing out government agencies, which, by the way, then end up being the exact same cost of what we're giving to Argentina, even if they have to pay it back, which who even fucking knows if they will.
Yeah, he's talking about USAID. The entire budget for USAID for 1 year is like $35 to $40 billion. And of course, we gave $20 billion to Argentina through the Monetary Stabilization Fund, which hasn't been touched in like 30 years. And then another $20 billion of private investment, which is being propped up by collateral that American citizens will have to pay back. So in other words, if Argentina defaults on the $20 billion loan, which they will because they always do, this is a tale as old as time. Argentina will always default. They do not have the infrastructure. They were rich once, and that was due to a series of elements that just happened to be at that time really, really fucking providential for them. But they're going to default on those loans, and the taxpayer will pay back that $20 billion to these banks that propped up this loan. So that's $40 billion going to Argentina alone, when USAID, its total budget for the year would have been $40 billion.
You know, all of that destroying the Department of Education, making medical debt go back on your credit report,
why do we need these data centers? Mountain bike, don't get me started. If you want to ever see me make videos on the AI bubble, oh my God, I can talk for hours about the fact that OpenAI is the new Enron. That OpenAI is propping up its numbers through buying chips from NVIDIA using servers through, CoreWeave or whatever it is. But there's 4 or 5 companies, Microsoft, NVIDIA, OpenAI, and I want to say CoreWeave. That might be the wrong name though. That are all circle jerking each other and creating this AI bubble, just like Enron was doing, where they don't make any money, right? So the reason they need data centers right now is because OpenAI does not make any money. They are forcing their product out to people, and it's literally helping people to unalive themselves because they need to force that product on people. So that way they can generate revenue. So that way they can show some type of money coming in. So that way people will continue to invest. That's why the AI bubble is so fucking sketchy right now. Like the stock market could literally fall off a cliff tomorrow. It's an insane place to be right now. And even with that all being said, Jensen Huang of NVIDIA actually came out like I think a day or two ago and said, we're going to lose the AI race to China, no matter what. Like, China is actually just, like, sitting on its hands and just fucking with us at this point. Because that's what all this is about. It's all about the AI race. It's all about being number one, just like the space race was in technology and industry and jobs and the economy. And apparently even Jensen Huang at this point believes that China is going to just dunk on us.
People have to go back to spending on outrageous forms of student debt. Like, what the fuck? Why would you win an election? This is why they wanted to gerrymander. You can't win on this shit. Ask yourself, are your bills cheaper? Mine are not.
No.
Is your electricity cheaper? Mine
No.
is not.
By a long
Does
shot.
your community seem more tight-knit with Gestapo thugs ripping people off the fucking streets? I can assure you mine does not. Did you vote for wars in Nigeria or Venezuela? I can tell you I did not. What is the record of achievement here? Oh, I guess they're the 9 trans athletes in the NCAA can't go into the other locker room. Congratulations. Great. What an achievement. Wow. Amazing. Our cup runneth fucking over. Way to have your eye on the ball. They can't govern. You know it. I don't even have to say it. You fucking know it. They can't govern. They're bad at it. And that is why they are setting up their own demise. And by the way, not just because this experiment will have failed, but now the Groypers are on their way up on the right-hand side of things. That's another fight.
Dude, the fact that everybody knows what a Groyper is now. Oh my God. We are in the dumbest timeline. Oh God, we are so cooked. The meme lords are taking over. Like I said, guys, the fucking next Republican primary is going to be Marjorie Taylor Greene versus J.D. Vance. And, okay, so how many years? What is Nick Fuentes is 27? So 8 years. 8 years. Oh, my God. Okay, so Nick Fuentes will run for president in 2032. I got to be gone by then. I got to get out of this country by then. Can you imagine MTG versus Vance versus Nick Fuentes? Oh, my God, guys.
That's going to happen down the line. And by the way, have you seen how insane the right is being to Indian immigrants?
Yep.
I mean, one of the most successful immigrant groups that have done nothing as an aggregate force, I should say, but essentially improve America's lot and are key contributors to the American experience in countless ways. And they're just getting racially abused. What the fuck do you think the long-term consequence is of that? Yikes. Did you see how much Latinos swung from one direction to the other? What would be the record you would win on? You can't win with that. You can only win if you can gerrymander, and they're going to fuck that one up too. Prop 50 passes, and with the way that things are set, with the redistricting in Texas only works if you've got the Trump margins from 24 to do it, not the ones that exist now. You're going to end up fucking up the whole thing. They can't win. It's a failed fucking experiment.
Oh, my buddy. Fuck. I forgot Tucker. Tucker's old enough. Oh, my God, dude. Donald Trump has opened up a shit show of epic proportions. Holy Christ. All the weirdo podcasters are going to run for president, aren't they? Oh, fuck me, dude. All the crazy fucking podcasters are going to run for office. Oh my God, and people are so dumb they're going to vote for them. They're going to be like, I like this guy's show. Oh no. Oh no. Our only hope is to vote for our podcasters. Oh no. Oh no, guys. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Oh, that's bad. That's so bad.
They can only win if they don't have...
We are cyberpunk like it was at release. You mean broken as fuck, Skelts?
free and fair elections. And I know it, and all of you know it. You know it. It has been a dramatic 9 months of outrageous failure.
Yep.
And the elections, people could say, oh, yeah, you know, Virginia's reliably Dem. It wasn't in all my lifetime. But the fucking margins that they won with Latinos, with men. Dude, Mom Donnie, for men, 18 to 29, plus 40.
That's crazy.
Spanberger, who I don't even like that much, plus 15.
Yep. Yep.
They can't win.
Crazy. Did I put Luke's channel in the... I did not. So let me put Luke's channel in the chat. I'm your podcaster. I don't want to be president of this country. I don't want to be the president of this country. I want to be the president of a different country. I'm going to move somewhere else and I'm gonna move, like, can I be the president of Ireland? Actually, they got a cool president now. So I'm cool with that. Actually, I like her. So like, if you guys like Luke, for sure, go check out his stuff. I love Luke. I think he's dope. Thank God that we have voices like this on the left now. The left was just starving for any type of alternative media. And, you know, that's obviously why TYT got as big as it did. But now we've got Kyle Kalinske. We got Luke Beasley. We got Mike from the Humanist Report. We got Sam Cedar. We got Luke Thomas. We got so many good people on the left making alternative media content, and it's just it's a really good feeling. So show some love to Luke, please. You drop a comment on his video, tell him that I sent you, and thanks for watching that with me, guys. That was a good video. Very, very good. I don't know if I would fix America. I don't know about that. All right, I don't know if I had to, like, I'd probably be shot. I'm not fucking lying. I'm JFK'd. My ass would come out It's talking about helping people and socialism and trying to get people to like be nice and like, you know, prop up communities and feed poor people. My ass would live like 2.5 weeks before some crazy ass Republican took me out. Thanks for going over there and subscribing to those guys V Media. I really appreciate that. Like, that's one of the reasons that we do this show, is we want people to see other people's channels and try to find that niche. Help get those voices bigger. All right, so we got one last video. We got the most important video. Okay. The video of all videos, the funniest video, because we always end by laughing and having a good time, because that's what it's all about in life, is enjoying the things that make you happy, and not just always talking about all this bullshit that's going on in this country right now. So recently, as you guys know, I've been hyping up my Canadian followers. No offense to you Americans, but I'm probably going to need to escape to Canada at one point. So trying to get in good. Trying to get in good with the Canadians, and the Canadians have been really nice to me. So I've been watching these 22-minute videos because a bunch of the Canadians over on my Angry Ginger Funny Live Clips channel have been saying, like, please react to these videos, and these people are the best, and we love anybody watching our country's sketch artists, their comics. So I've been trying to do as many of these as I possibly can. Been ending my show with these. So this one right here I thought was kind of great, because we did talk about tariffs and the craziness of Trump with his tariffs and his supporters not understanding tariffs and all of the crazy stuff, right? So this video is from 22 minutes. And it's Canadians address their American shopping habits. So it's a video about Canadians not buying American goods anymore and having withdrawals. So they formed a little Canadians Anonymous group to talk to each other about, you know, the things that they miss. And spoiler alert, it's really funny. So yeah, we can't also, yeah, shout out to Naughty Nana Does. When I put this video over on Funny Live Clips, I hope it gets a lot of views and people share it a lot. And if they do, let me just say, my favorite Canadian content maker of all time, Naughty Nana Does. If you are a Canadian and you are not subscribed to Naughty Nana Does, I find you rather sus, my friends. Rather sus. Okay? So, shout out to Naughty Nana Does.
Hello, everyone. As always, let's start with the shopper's prayer.
Grant me the serenity to accept the American brands I cannot buy, the courage to buy the crappier Canadian version, and the wisdom to pretend it's the same.
Who's first?
I'll go. My name's Roberta.
Hi, Roberta.
I'm a recovering American shopper. It's been 3 days since I last Walmarted. I thought I could just get in there, grab my Royale 3-ply and get out.
Tell us.
Wait, 3-ply? Is 3-ply a thing? 3-ply? Have you guys, am I just that poor? Am I so poor that I do not know that 3-ply exists? You guys want to know another show that I really, really enjoy, that if you haven't ever seen it, it's a Canadian show and you should 100% watch it. Letterkenny. God, I love Letterkenny. So my two favorite Canadian shows of all time, Trailer Park Boys. Trailer Park Boys is #1. And Letterkenny is #2. Letterkenny is fucking hilarious. And I just love when the one character tells people, you're 2-ply, bud. You're 2-ply.
What happened?
I bought a case of Diet, grab my Royale 3-ply and get out.
Tell us what happened.
I bought a case of Diet Coke and I drank the whole thing in the car. I got behind the wheel.
The first step is
Dude, was that a shot at Donald Trump?
Thing in the car. I got behind the wheel.
The first step is accepting we are powerless over American brands. Next time, replace the Diet Coke with a warm plastic bottle of Compliments Cola.
But that's my toilet cleaner.
Two things can be true. Who's next?
I'll go. My name's Dave.
Hi, Dave.
It was going really well. It was Taco Tuesday. I made guacamole.
Okay, so you crushed up some green beans like a good Canadian?
No. I fell off the wagon and I bought avocados, okay? You can't.
Wait. For my Canadian viewers, have you ever made guacamole out of green beans? Like, I feel like I might be getting some misinformation, and I might also be spreading some disinformation. Do you guys make guacamole out of green beans?
Can't make. No. I fell off the wagon and I bought avocados, okay? You can't make guacamole with green beans. It's gross.
You have to try. Because say it with me, everyone.
It tastes the same if you lie to yourself.
Anyone else?
I'll go. I was doing really well, buying Canadian. My dad even told me he loved me for the first time. I bought some maple syrup. The label said it was tapped in Quebec.
That's good.
Filtered.
Oh no. Oh no. No. You're not gonna say, brother, that no. Remember when I said I was gonna make my way across the Canadian border earlier this year when shit was half as crazy as it is now? And I think it was Jeremy. Jeremy said, bring some maple syrup with you to bribe the people at the border. And I was like, no, we can't do that. Like, brother, if I show up on the border with some American maple syrup and I try to bribe one of those Canadian border guards with that maple, they're going to know it's American syrup and they're going to be offended. And then I'm going to get tossed out of the country. Oh, no. No, sir. Don't say you bought American maple syrup. Oh, no.
To New Brunswick. The label told me he loved me for the first time. I bought some maple syrup. The label said it was tapped in Quebec.
That's good.
Filtered in New Brunswick.
Keep going.
I didn't read the fine print. Packaged in Maine. I ignored the bottling and distribution stage.
We have lost a lot
I mean, to be honest, Maine is pretty much Canada.
of good men to the bottling and distribution stage.
My dad took back his I love you.
And he was right. Well, that's it for today, everyone. Keep coming back. Remember, it works if you work it. Now, who wants to get drunk?
Oh, me. Yeah, I can't be sober during this trade war.
I could get drunk.
Dave could use a drink.
This hour has 22 minutes. So, hey, guys, go. You guys should. They have a lot of really, really good videos, guys. So you guys should definitely subscribe to this channel as well. Enjoy that channel, as it is amazing. And yeah, that's great. That was a great video. As always, I watch these videos for the first time with you guys. I watch the first 12 seconds to make sure I know what I'm watching, and then I watch them with you. So that was the first time I saw it, and that's a pretty amazing video. So shout out once again to all my Canadian viewers. Fucking love you guys. If you're not subscribed to Naughty Nana Does, what are you doing with your life? Go watch Naughty Nana Does. You're gonna love her. She's amazing. She's the most adorable, loving naughty Nana that you will ever meet in your life. All right, guys. Do you have the 2013 album by Casey Musgraves, Same Trailer, Different Park? I lived that situation when I was young. We were evicted from one trailer park and had to move. Is Casey Musgraves the country singer that has the, what is it? Follow Your Own Arrow song? If that's the same person, I don't have that album, but I do know that song. I'm pretty sure that's her, right? Let's just see. This is the end of the show, so let's do it. Yeah, Casey Musgraves. Are you talking about Casey Musgraves, Follow Your Arrow? Yeah. Here, I'll play a little bit of the song. Oh, Same Trailer, Different Park. You're right. Yeah, that's the one. We'll play 2 seconds of it. You're talking about this song right here? Or this album right here? That's all we can play, or we'll get a copyright. That's all we can play, or we'll get a copyright. I'm probably still going to have to erase that song, even. Yeah. I do know that song. I do not own the album, but I do know that song. I like that song. All right, guys. Well, I do appreciate you guys, and super thankful for all you guys that come in here and deal with my BS all the time. And as always, we will get through this, and we will continue to call out things like the Epstein files. Not going to stop. There is light at the end of this tunnel. Kanks does not look good. Kanks does not sound good. And the American judicial system and the framework that was set through our Constitution are both holding up. They are under a lot of stress. I wouldn't say that they're holding up well, but they are holding up. So just, keep the faith, stay strong, stay loud, stay proud, and we can do this thing, okay? All right, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I